Good morning, and welcome to ThursdAI, folks. Today is July 2nd. This is Alex Volkov and Wolfram Ravenwolf coming to you live from the AI Engineer World's Fair in San Francisco for the year 2026. If you're a follower of the podcast, you know that we have been covering like AI engineer for I think 3 years. We started
From the beginning.
we were there for the beginning, from the very first one. I recorded it from my hotel room. We're a little bit in a different spot right now.
Little upgrade of
Little,
hotel room.
little upgrade. There's one, two, three, four, five, six crew members over there helping us out. Incredible folks, guys. Thank you so much for this. Set us up in just a very quick second. If you're tuning in, we would love to know where you're tuning in from. Hopefully, well, it's early enough so you can, even if you're attending the show, you can tune in with us. But if you're tuning in from somewhere else, please send a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We have an incredible show for you, incredibly packed. We have, I think, six. We're gonna try to beat last time, Wolfram. Yeah.
This one is bigger than London, so we have to have more guests.
Yes, I think let's make sure that folks can hear us well. Yeah, you closer, mic. And we have a little bit of time to get started with our friends on here. So let me add Peter to the show. Peter, what's up? Can you hear us well?
Yeah, you're looking good, guys.
Thank you,
yeah. I can't be there with you, but I think the way I'd like to think about it is, how with the president and the vice president, they can't fly them together in the same plane.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm creating contingency. If you guys have a big earthquake or something, I'll still be here.
Yeah, there's a bus factor of one. The thing is, last live stream, my laptop shut down, and this was like very great that like folks held it together. So we will talk about AI engineer a lot. AI engineer is the biggest conference for folks like us. Everyone's here, folks. I wish I could like take the camera. Maybe I can actually. You have the camera, right? You're tuned into the live stream.
Yeah.
Yes. Enable your camera, please. Okay, and then we will do this, and we will do this, and you can show very slowly if you very slowly, and like that, horizontal. Yes, and it should switch for us. Yeah, there we go. Okay, folks. Oh, somebody's tuning in from Miami Beach. Everyone's here. You should realize the size of this expo hall. We see Microsoft. This is the OpenAI booth that we recorded a video together with Roma Wet from OpenAI, and we have just like an incredible team in front. Can you show the guys that are helping us do this, Wolfram? Hey guys, can you wave? Thank you so much for doing this. We have folks tuning in from Canada everywhere. Maybe at some point I'll send Wolfram doing this to the booth. We'll see. So, all right, I think we're good there. I'm gonna take you off. I wanted to say that again, we've been covering engineer for the longest time. Not only is like we're getting super excited about the scale of this AI engineer this time is 7,000 people. We'll talk about AI engineer, folks. The thing that we must talk about the most, Fable is back.
Yes.
Fable is back.
And it's not as restricted even as you had feared.
So Peter, I would love to hear from you. How did you celebrate Fable is back day?
By burning all of my credits.
Are you done? Are you maxing out on your subscription?
Well, actually, what I was doing is because through Arena, like I can test models. So before they find out and see how much money I spent, before everyone wakes up, I just did about like 100 3D generations. So I had so much fun doing this. This is honestly, I know there's like, not everything is good about it. There's like cost, rate limits, blah, blah, blah. But it's just so cool to just be able to go do stuff and it works so well. And it's so nice. So yeah, it's a good day.
Fable is back. It was an incredible day. I don't know, most of our listeners probably follow me on X. X may not show you this, but I had one of the most memorable days of my life yesterday. Specifically, Fable was a very small part of it, but otherwise, I'll tell you about this. This is the shirt I'm wearing and everything. And Wolfram was showing me this silently. Wolfram, you want to show yours, folks? If you tune in, this you can see the gold card. Okay, AI engineering printed gold cards for token billionaires. Okay, we'll have Swix on here, and he'll tell you why and how. But basically, if you remember, we talked from London. There was 2 talks there, which was basically also the thesis for my talk on stage here. Ryan LaPopola from OpenAI came up with the concept token billionaire, and he went on stage and said, "Hey, I'm a token billionaire. I want one of you to be also." So they turned this into a whole concept with Cerebrus and the other sponsor I don't remember. They have a lounge in here that if you are a token billionaire, and Peter, I think that you are, and you can prove to them that you're spending at least 1 billion tokens a week, then you get access to this like Amex Gold lounge. There's a masseuse, there is some champagne, there is food for you. It's very chill, and everyone who's in there is basically a person who uses AI to the max. Okay, so obviously we're here. This is Peter. This is for you as well, and I wish you guys were here to get this. Fable is back. Also, Sonnet. Meh. LDJ. Say hi to the folks as well. And have you seen Sonnet 5 release? And what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, hello everybody. I have seen Sonnet 5's release, and it seems that the overall sentiment right now, including myself, is a bit underwhelming. It seems like not as token efficient as Opus in a lot of things, and for a lot of things, it's literally just cheaper for Opus to do it because just the cost per task overall ends up lower many times with Opus.
Yep. I asked a bunch of people, including Fable, with research, and the vibes are not great, folks. The vibes are not great. Anthropic basically released something unclear. Wolfram, you tested this.
I tested it. It was about the performance of Opus 4.6. Now, this would have been excited before we had Fable, but we expect a lot more now. And yeah, that is why, from my perspective, from benchmarking, it wasn't that amazing that I would be super excited about it.
No. The thing is, and I think we have this in the notes, there's a new tokenizer, and it's like uses 35% more tokens. Nistan, welcome to the show, by the way. How are you doing, sir? Did you see the tokenizer stuff? Like they use more tokens for Sonnet, so it costs almost as Opus. Like, what's the point of that?
I think that happened with 4.7 as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually found it all right. I thought it was pretty okay. I ran the usual visual tests, and I just kept it on medium on default, and it was okay. It's fine. I think I might even default to it for most of the stuff that's not that important. Yeah, I know for benchmarks and long-running tasks, yeah, I can get stuck in loops and stuff, but yeah.
I got you.
I did look at the cost as well, and the performance is a little less than Opus 4.6.
You want to show?
Cost was much higher.
If you want to present and you're still logged in from there, or send me.
I wasn't linked.
Send me the link in Slack. We will show you guys Wolfbench results for this thing. By the way, can I give a shout out to Wolfram real quick, folks? This was your first time doing a workshop, like in a big place. I think like 250, 300 people went and sat in the room to check out how to build a evaluation benchmark. So, dude, you killed it. I'm so proud that we're representing inside the engineer from like all points.
And the great thing is the talks afterwards, when the people come to you and have ideas, and someone used the traces I uploaded to Weave to analyze them in his own way.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I got some new ideas how to improve the whole thing. The time dimension is added new, suggested by a guest.
Yeah.
So great. It's on wolfbench.ai.
Wolfbench.ai.
Just updated the page.
Yes, of course. Let's add wolfbench.ai. And we'll talk about Sonnet. Actually, we should talk about Fable meanwhile, but like I'll pull up the Sonnet stuff. We will go here. Yes. And then we'll go to wolfbench.ai. And then you guys can tell me if you're seeing Wolfbench.
Let's filter. Let's filter to Terminus 2 and use Opus 4.6 compared to Sonnet 5
and Sonnet 5 and Sonnet 4, just for good measure. Okay.
And then turn on the cost over there. Click it twice. Once more. Okay. Now
all right. So Wolfram, walk us through this. What are we seeing?
Yeah. So what I'm showing here is the token consumption. That is a colored bar, and the gray shadow, that is the cost, and it's also on the bar, so you can see what it is. Maybe zoom in a little bit. But what we see, that token consumption has not been much more, but the price compared to Opus, what it's been doing over there, it's more expensive.
Read out the prices. So we see Sonnet 5 cost us to run 870. Am I? That's okay. We have budget for Wolfbench, and the reason why we have budget because, folks, Wolfbench, in addition to just being our way of telling you how models perform, Wolfbench.ai is also an incredible way for us to show these model makers how their new models perform in real time. So we met Anthropic folks, we met OpenAI folks. Wolfram is pushing Wolfbench to all of them. All of them know about Wolfbench. It's kind of incredible. So you guys should also know. In the comments, please let us know if you have used token Sonnet 5. I see Milo saying that is a token guzzler. We actually don't see this based on this, right? Like it doesn't seem like it's using more tokens than 4.6.
I just uploaded it so we can take a look at it. I still have to do a full analysis. So take this with a grain of salt for now. I also only have one run for Claude Code and one run for, I think it was OpenClaw that I used.
Yeah. All right, so
more to come.
More to come. So Sonnet, unclear release. What else big in the Fable? Fable is this? Fable is back. We've been missing this. We're gonna talk about what happens in the world of AI engineering with a bunch of folks here. As a reminder, Mythos was announced. Peter, you remember this? Mythos was announced back when we were in London. It was like 82 days ago, and since then there was like a whole thing. Anthropic announced Mythos 5. Then they said about Fable 5. Then the U.S. government decided that, hey, somebody from AWS showed us an exploit, a jailbreak, and this thing can start running wild and breaking shit on the internet. So the U.S. government actually used the Citizenship Act or something like that. Anybody remember the exact quote? LTJ, you probably remember exactly what they used. To prevent,
I'm not actually sure.
To prevent exposure of Fable to foreign nationals, making Anthropic taking it off for everyone because they didn't have any mechanism to protect against, who's a US-based citizen, who's not. Even folks even talk about Karpathy not being able to access it internally because he is not fully like a citizen. And it looks like after a long discussion, and after, I don't know if you guys saw this, after they replaced Dario with somebody else that was easier for the government to talk with, then Fable is finally back, and hopefully GPT 5.6 is not far behind. Although we asked OpenAI folks, and GPT 5.6 is probably not going to come very soon. They're all taking a break after this. OpenAI is taking a reset week and taking a break.
Are they resetting the rate limits as well?
They did reset the rate limits.
Yeah, they did it recently.
Can you put the camera on? Can I send you on the mission? Okay, turn on the camera, folks. You have to see this. Do you know where the reset button is? It's behind. It's just literally behind the booth right here. So the OpenAI booth, you guys have to see this. Yes, please. Just turn on the camera and walk slowly.
This free week of Fable is basically just Anthropic going out and being able to hire anyone they want. They'll just be like, hey, you want unlimited Mythos tokens? And they can just poach literally anybody.
That's true. Point. All right, Wolfram is showing the back of the OpenAI booth. Folks, do you know when you reach the end of your codex limits and then Thibault...
AI generated?
No, sir. This is a real button that they hit yesterday in the middle of the booth, and they reset everybody's tokens. Wolfram, don't break the glass. Do not break the glass, sir. This is ridiculously cool. Actually, they reset the limits yesterday, so you should all have your rate limits reset today.
Are you guys storing them up, or are you using the reset?
Can we talk about this, Peter? Can you talk about the bank thing? I think it's a genius thing that they're doing, and I would love for you to cover this a little bit.
The kind of the silly thing about this was that when they were resetting the limits, if you were trying to save your tokens, this is really annoying that you're trying to save your tokens and then they reset the limits and you're like, oh, damn it, like what was I doing? So they kind of use this as an opportunity to create a feature so you can actually bank them. So I think by default, they actually don't get your limits don't get reset straight away, but they kind of just, you get this bank. So you can click a button and your limits reset when you want it. So this kind of removed a lot of anxiety, I think, from people who are just like wondering. And this was me, like I was wondering, do I need to like, you kind of looking out for issues on Twitter and it's like, oh, is someone saying, oh, there's like some issues, are they going to reset? So you're trying to use it up and then they don't reset, then you look like an idiot. So now it's a feature. Yeah, and I've got like, the thing is I've got like 3 accounts. And then I've got like, I think I used 1, so I've got like 8 resets left. But now I've got new anxiety of like, when they're gonna expire. So do I need to like try and keep track of it when they did it? Yeah.
I actually interviewed Romain Huet, who's the head of DevRel at OpenAI, at the OpenAI booth yesterday. And we're gonna post this video very soon. Likely on the ThursdAI, that's just before my birthday or one after that. Speaking of, in 2 weeks, I think, Wolfram, you're going to run the show. I'm taking a little bit of a time off. And then we chatted with Romain Hussein, who's like head of DevRel, and they're in charge of Codex and everything. I asked him about this bank thing. He said that this came from the community. They gave them feedback about exactly the tension that you're talking about, Peter. We're like, hey, I'm saving my tokens just for the right task, just before I kick off. And then they reset, but I was already full. So like it cut over me. So I think it's like a great feature. The bank is a great feature, absolutely. All right, folks, let's talk about open source. We're going to have 2 folks. Nistan, you may know them. EXO Lab, the folks who connect MacBooks to MacBooks to MacBooks to like run local inference. And maybe we'll have a surprise guest, maybe he'll come or not, from NVIDIA. And they're going to announce something live today during the conference. And we have an express preview for you guys. That's going to happen in 10 minutes. We're going to have Alex Chima and OX Cero, if you guys know him from Twitter. Oh, Cero, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Oh, yeah.
Cero.
I have no idea what he looks like. That would be good to see.
Yes, so Sarah's going to come.
Accounts.
Sarah's going to come, and also another Khalil, I think is the last name, from NVIDIA, and basically arrange this like local AI summit in the middle of AI Engineer, just on the fly. We love open source. We love OpenAI. I wish I had my buttons to like applaud, but we can applaud like this. So they're going to show up in just 10 minutes, and then after them we have a bunch of guests, folks. We have Dominic Kundl from OpenAI. Repeat guest. Dom was on the show, I believe, a few times already. We have Philip Schmidt, previously from Hugging Face, and now he is with Google DeepMind to talk to us about their new releases. It's going to be super exciting. Then we have our friend of the pod, longtime friend of the pod, Stefania Druga. She was a research scientist at Google, and now she works at Sakana AI. And you guys remember we covered Fugu like, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Only here it's connected that we have a friend that worked on Fugu, and we're like, we should have brought her on. So she's going to come on. So we're going to cover Fugu, despite the fact that it didn't release this week. We're going to come on. We're good on audio? Yeah? Okay. And we have 2 more special guests. One of them is a CEO of a marketing media company that's also walking around this conference to help us cover the conference. Her name is Daria. You may know her as my wife. She's here also. She's walking around independently, and she hears different things than what I hear. So I talked about her multiple times since she was my girlfriend and my fiance. So you guys will see Daria on stage as well. It'll be super fun, I think. And then lastly, to close out the show, we'll have the man himself, Swix, the organizer of AI Engineer, the guy who built this city, basically, help us close out for the 6th time, I believe, in a row. So it's going to be a banger show. I'm super, super excited about this. Before the local folks come, there was a bunch of open source news. Meituan and Longcat, and did you guys see all this? Also, ZAI released Z-Code. You guys want to pick any of these topics up? We have like 8 minutes to talk about until the next folks come. I would say we can talk about Meituan and Z-Code. Anybody wants to pick this up? Let's chat about this.
I don't think any of us tried this. One is their harness, or did you try any of them?
So the Mage-1 model, yeah.
Did you try it when it was all alpha?
Yeah, so Owl Alpha.
I did, and I liked it a lot. It was great.
Let's introduce Owl Alpha and like give the whole segment topic. You have it?
Yeah. So it was known as All Alpha when it was when it appeared on
OpenRouter.
On OpenRouter, we tested it.
I believe OpenRouter is.
Yeah, it was OpenRouter. Mystery model on OpenRouter, and it's now we know what it is. It's called, from my tuan, it's Longcat 2.0, and it's a 1.6 trillion mixture of extras with 48 billion active parameters. It has 1 million contacts, which is great. And MIT license, fully open source. Always applauding this.
Yeah.
Open source must win. Open free AI, local AI. The weights are on Hugging Face, of course. It was 2 months that it was in a stealth period, and it appeared on number 3 on OpenRouter by tokens. So it was a really well-used model.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 on Hermes Agent even. And yeah, when I tested it, it felt like it had Opus quality from my perspective. That was great. And it's the special thing, it was trained entirely on over 50,000 Chinese ASICs and 0 NVIDIA for 35 trillion tokens, even more, and no rollbacks. The benchmarks 59.5 on SweBench Pro. And what do we have? 70.8 on Terminal Bench 2.1, which is a very good score. And long-cast sparse attention. It has an Ngram embedding module, and there's another information about OpenRouter, because by volume, Chinese open weights moved from 1.2% to 30% of global usage within a year.
I think the highlight of Meituan. Listen, this is literally, dude. I sent this.
This is the grocery store, right?
Yeah. Listen, Fable sent this. Fable said, okay, Fable helped us prep to the show. He said, hand to Nisten/LDJ, because Fable knows what your guys' expertise is. What did Meituan actually train on? Folks saying that they trained on fully 0 NVIDIA. They trained on Chinese ASICs. Do you see this at all? I think it's like crazy to see this level of model trained fully on like Chinese ASICs with no NVIDIA, right?
Yeah, but they were pretty vague about it, I think, right? Like, I guess it depends on what we would say is their integrity and things like that. But I feel like it could technically be like TPUs, and they're just calling TPUs ASICs. And
no, they're all ASICs. All GPUs, like A100s, are technically.
Yeah,
ASICs.
I mean, like even that exactly. Yeah,
it's probably
like
just
Matmul ASIC. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just the Huawei Ascend SuperPod or something like that. Yeah,
I think, but like 1.6 trillion MOE is also one of the biggest open source we've seen, right? I think not only that, it's having to train this on like a different subset that are not NVIDIA. This feels to me like newsworthy, at least to mention that this is coming, folks. NVIDIA doesn't have, it has a beautiful moat, but we should also mention, listen, you mentioned this last time when it came out. Etched finally announced their like ASICs to run LLMs. I don't know if we have this in notes, but I don't know if you guys saw this news, but Etched is kind of the ASIC hardware company. This is also the talk of the floor here, where basically when we covered Etched, this was custom silicon that has, that's why it's called Etched, right? Like the weights of the model is on the chip, and this is why they're running significantly faster and with significantly more like reduced power. And they finally, and we thought maybe it's like a VC hype. Listen, you remember that conversation we had about Etched?
Yeah. Well, Talas has shipped a working product. Has Etched shipped an actual chip? I don't think so.
I saw an announcement, and let's go take a look.
They've done that a lot, and they did the demo, which was supposed to be on their chips, but that was just on 8 NVIDIAs, which was like the live thing. So I don't personally trust whatever the heck Etched said. Sorry, that's just my opinion.
Okay, let's take a look. Yeah. No, dude, this is Nisten. If anything, if I can relay some feedback of the folks who meet us, our fans of the show, they love this. They love that, like, we're not sure, we're like pushing against each other, we're like figuring out stuff live. So folks, feel free to leave comments what you think about Etched and like that whole business. But let's take a look at their announcement and then see, because we're talking about ASICs, we're talking about NVIDIA's moat, right? And Etched is saying, can you guys see my X with Etched? Not yet. I should probably add this to the stage now. Okay. Etched is saying we're coming out of stealth with $800 million raised, and we built our first racks after a successful A0 tape out. They have $1 billion in customer contracts already. This is kind of what it looks like. And they have 400 engineers, NVIDIA, TP, Broadcom, etc. Jane Street is backing them. I don't care about the backers. What I want to see is speed and stuff. Okay. They're saying our inference system are built to push the entire Pareto curve of frontier models, including many trillion parameter MOEs, which is exactly what Meituan Longcat is, the 1.5 trillion parameter MOE, and we're only going to go up. And we know that the frontier models are big as well. So they're saying low voltage inference for high throughput workloads. What else is interesting here? And cluster scale memory for low latency workloads.
Yeah, it's all like what about? It's not an actual thing. Like with Talas and TensorStorm, they're like, here's the card, here's how it runs, try it. I don't see anything here.
Bro,
okay,
how about Karpathy saying, I was impressed to learn about some of the engineering wizardry that goes into token watt maxing the state-of-the-art LLMs at interactive token sec user. I think Karpathy is like an investor, or at least an advisor. Are we taking? I know since last week, our senpai has gotten some heat on Facebook. LDJ, please go ahead. Just jump in there because I didn't see your hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say they did actually mention, I think it was on their blog or somewhere in the announcement information, that they have a 2 megawatt data center already of this compute at their like offices or headquarters. So I'm not sure like exactly.
How much did you say? 2 megawatt of compute?
They have
2 megawatts, which like that isn't that much. That's like, I don't know. That's like
they have a lot 20, of H100s.
That's like, I think 20 Blackwell racks basically worth of compute or worth of energy rather.
So
yeah, but is that all H100s which they're actually running stuff on? It's like I still don't see an actual product here. Like, okay, you taped out the chip, but what's the card? What does it run? What's the speed?
Yeah, I think
everyone else, Grok has a working chip. Samba Nova has a working chip. You can try it. Talas has a working one. ChatGenie.ai, and TensorStorm is shipping actual cards, and they're having issues. This one, I think, is just still up in the air, trying to get more investment in. Sorry, I don't see an actual chip. There's no chip here. You can't run it. I don't know what people are saying, but I don't see a chip, guys.
Listen, do you see the 1 billion plus in commitments from big companies, or that also you don't see?
Commitments?
Yeah.
So that means I haven't paid? Sorry, I am very skeptical of this. I don't trust any of this right now.
I guess we'll find out in summer, because they say they're shipping out the first units in summer, and when they're shipping it, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to end up having to, like, either they'll publicly announce the flops and memory bandwidth and those details, or it will probably get leaked if they don't. So I guess we'll just wait a few more months.
I would say the bigger point here is that whether this is like real or not, is that this is what bubbles are good for. Like some of it will be kind of semi-fake or whatever. No comment on them. I have no idea. But the fact that new companies are getting started and new ideas at least being tried, and I'm gonna assume it's not like complete scam, right? The people are actually trying new things, and this just wouldn't be possible. No one's gonna give them $800 million like 5 years ago, right? Yeah. So whether it works out or not, hopefully, if they do well, maybe NVIDIA will acquire them and it will just get folded in and everyone gets the benefit. So like that's a good thing. So hopefully they'll manage to get the tech out there in some way.
Yeah, so definitely a on the complete opposite spectrum of what we're about to talk about, which is local AI, which is AI that you can run locally without the big labs. I think the breakthroughs in speed and performance are just beginning. There was a talk. We don't cover the stock market too much. We also, just as disclosure, both me and Wolfram work at CoreWeave, but you guys know our stance. I think everybody who's listening to ThursdAI knows our stance. Whatever's happening in the stock market with big companies and their prices, like, CoreWeave, obviously, Nebius, like they have no idea what the fuck is going on. They have no idea that all these people are running agent loops 24/7 and spending billions of tokens per person. And they have no idea that this is coming to every person in the world, either via locally or via cloud. In order to be able to send those tokens, we need innovations not only from NVIDIA. We need innovations to push NVIDIA from both, like from all sides, from ASIC sides, from local AI side, from everywhere, because this is coming to everyone. And we'll definitely chat more about this with the local AI folks. Listen, go ahead.
You might have to go get OX0 in person. I don't know why I'm coordinating. They're not letting them in.
Oh,
you might have to go smuggle him in or something. But
yeah, you have the media badge?
Yeah, no, I don't have the media badge, but Natalie, I will talk to her.
I got you, man.
Oh, you got one?
There you go. Take my badge, tell them we're live, and they need to come in right now.
Oh.
Yeah, folks, this is the benefits of the live show. The expo hall is opening a little bit later than our live show is opening, and so there is a chance that our guests are waiting at the door to get in. Meanwhile, why don't I tell you about the main sponsor of the show, called Weights and Biases CoreWeave. We have a big ass booth here, and we announced a new product this week as well called CoreWeave Aria, which is a agent that helps you run automatic research loops on top of Weights and Biases and Weave. So if you are a user of Weights and Biases models, or if you are a user of Weights and Biases Weave, we now have a built-in agent kind of like chat thing, but it's not just a chatbot that answers from the documentation. No. We're in the agentic era. And so we may have also a surprise. I think I need to stop counting how many guests I invited to the show, and hopefully that all work out. But like, we have a surprise guest that built Aria, and they will come to talk about this very, very soon as well. If you are using Weights and Biases models, if you are using Weights and Biases Weave, you should definitely check it out. It stands for Auto Research Iteration Agent, and it helps you build your models faster. And we'll take a look at that later. Meanwhile, let's check the comments. Folks are saying that Karpathy is a backer. He's on the list. But Def Dog does not like Karpathy's post about this. All right. There's folks posting on LinkedIn. There's more than one person on LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIn folks. I'm so happy that you're here. We see one person on LinkedIn. Should I go live on Instagram, folks? Yeah. Meanwhile.
No. Don't go there. Don't go there. We're going to get death threats. Just.
Oh yeah, Nista, you want to talk about the fact that like you're sending me Instagram reels of people who hate us every time? You want to just like talk about the vibes on Instagram?
It's not just voluptuous Instagram models now. It's also Alex Jones. People are saying they're going back to like the whole 5G, 6G talk. They're saying entire lakes are drying up. It's going to dry up the entire lake in Ontario. By the way, the entire city here, all the AC is liquid cooled from the lake, and so is the entire nuclear thermal mass of the nuclear reactors. Like 70% of this place, which is like almost twice bigger than Texas, is cooled by the lake, by the nuclear reactors, the entire thermal mass. So that 400 megawatt data center just makes no difference. Anyway, people think it's going to just dry up the lake, and they're posting AI generated images of just lakes drying up. Yeah, they've just gone completely that insane.
Dude,
look, there are some takes to that. Like
the amount of data center hate that we're going to see very soon is going to explode. I keep thinking about the next kind of like election cycle in the US, and this will be the hot topic. We already saw AOC holding like a glass of black water jar and saying that data centers did this, which is some bullshit. And so now I think once the election comes, it's going to be like even worse. Meanwhile, folks, I want to shout out before our guests come and they're like setting up and sitting down. I can see them over there. I want to shout out a new special collaboration that we have. If you guys know the Pragmatic Dev, let me show you pragmatic dev.
Let's go to something positive.
Let's go to something positive.
Yeah, let's do something constructive.
If we go to the homepage of the pragmatic dev, I think we need to be logged out for that to happen. Hey folks, welcome. Set up, please, and then we'll join. Just be very careful with the cables here, okay?
Yes.
And Sarah, you can like jump on here. Just be very careful with the cables. Righty, folks. Dev 2. I can't see this. Oh, interesting. Okay. If you know the pragmatic dev, which is the website dev2, and they're running the major hacking league as well, you can see us on their homepage. I wish I was able to show you, but like I got lost a little bit, but that's fine. Let me go back to the stream and we can continue. All right. All right, folks. I think it's time for us to actually go to our next segment, and I'm very excited. Very excited. Yeah, somebody said my screen isn't sharing because I wasn't able to find this. But if you go to dev.2, and you literally can see us on the stream. We're simulcasted to the pragmatic dev community right now, in addition to all our sources as well. So I think it's like very cool, and thank you so much for folks for featuring us. Alrighty, let's go to the white chat, and let's introduce our guests. Sarah.
Hello, nice to meet you.
That's how you're going by, Sarah?
Yeah.
And your real name is?
My name is Sharif.
You need to be very close to the mic.
Yep.
And Sharif, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you as well.
And Alex.
Nice to meet you, man.
Alex
Thanks
Shima,
for having me on.
From EXO Labs. Both of you EXO Labs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we haven't, so we talked about you guys on the show, I think a couple of times. I think there was a few things. Ray Fernando called you out a little bit. I know you know Ray. You guys are doing like very cool things that enable running models by connecting Macs together. That's how I found about you guys. So maybe Alex, the CEO of EXO Labs, tell us like what you guys do besides connecting Macs together.
Yeah, so we're most well known probably on the internet for doing these like crazy demos with connecting different devices like Macs, building like stacks of Mac minis to run really large models. But broadly speaking, like we started EXO about 2 years ago. Around that time, export restrictions were starting to come in on GPUs, and we've kind of realized that the freedom of intelligence is not guaranteed. So, this amazing technology that we thought was, super impactful and was going to be this, next big technology wave was at risk because, of certain political forces at play or certain sentiment around AI. There were certain narratives being portrayed around AI safety being used, by certain companies to tell a story that AI is dangerous.
Yeah.
And, this is very damaging this can be a very damaging story. And we've seen that play out now. And so like, we kind of looked at like, okay, what can we do to guarantee that, people in the future will be able to run, really capable models.
Yes.
And we saw a gap in terms of, being able to run models yourself on your own hardware. So like there was always like whenever we looked at like how you would run a really large model, like at the time it was like Llama 405B.
Yeah.
It's like you have to go to, you have to go to the cloud, or you have to go through this person, or you have to go through this API.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you want true sovereignty, if you want really the guarantee that, you will be able to run these models, then, you need to be able to run them locally.
Okay.
So that's
let me move a question to Sarah, if you don't mind. Why does it matter? Like obviously, okay, folks, I don't know how familiar you are with ThursdAI. We've been on the air for like 3.5 years. We covered every open source model. Like we literally, I have a. Should we actually do the transition for open source AI? Let's get it going. No, it's fine. We're already in open source AI. We've covered every open source model since, I don't know, the very early ones, okay? Yeah. The early Quen ones. We were on DeepSeek before, like DeepSeek blew the stock market, and everybody's like, oh, DeepSeek will change the world, and nothing happened. It was fine. So I'll turn my question to Sarah. Our audience probably knows this, but like, what's your guys' take on why it's important to be able to run this locally? Like, why?
Yeah, so right now, if you wanted to get any work done in the digital space, you are most likely using AI, whether that your company is asking you to build features very quickly, whether you need it to like manage the increasing demand on your time. Everybody is using AI everywhere. Yeah. So now we have a few providers that are making it possible for all of this to happen. But we've seen, again, time and time again, that these providers, I mean, they're private companies. They have the right to do whatever they want with their own company. So they can shut you out. And if they shut you out, it's going to be very economically difficult for you to recover from that.
They can also silently change the weights on you like they do with Fable. You guys remember this?
Yeah.
The fuck was that? Like, honestly, hey, our model will sometimes tell you that it doesn't want to do what you want, but sometimes when we're doing very critical, important stuff, we'll not tell you anything. We'll just make it dumber, so we'll like actually sticks in your wheels. Like, what the fuck was that, man?
Yes, I mean, you can see them doing this, like they're fear-mongering Chinese providers, they're fear-mongering open weight providers. They want to regulate. And so we think you should run it on your device because that's going to give you a freedom that you currently do not have that is very important for you. And the technology is there.
Technology is there.
I fully agree. I joined our local llama 2 weeks after it was created. I was already posting evaluations there. So OpenAI, open with the space AI, the local AI, that has been to my heart from the beginning. That's why I did the evaluations, to see how they work on my own hardware and not just how the providers benchmarked it. So I'm fully on this, and I think this will be ever more important to have your own AI. It may cost a lot, but you can put it in your basement like a central heating, and it will be AI for the whole family. This is a better future than if everything is rented.
And you guys who listen to ThursdAI, you know what I'm looking for. Me and Nistan came up with this idea like a long time ago. We all need a personal cognitive firewall running locally on our like AI at home. I want my mom and my grandmas and whatever. I want AI to see what they see, read what they read, and in real time flag me if they're trying to get manipulated by like other models, bigger models. I cannot do this in the cloud. I have to do this locally and store things privately. All right, folks. So the interest here, we're all excited about OpenAI, like open source, open weights, open models, local running AI. And so Alex, when I met you, you shook my hand. It's like, yo, we're about to announce something. You want to give us a little sneak preview, because I think it's like a whole track of today. Yeah, tell us.
Yeah. So just to give some background, so like you said, like that's kind of the why behind this whole thing, but like how do we actually make that practical? And there's really like two axes that we look at for how this technology becomes mass adopted, right? Which is the goal here. The goal isn't for like, you know, these hobbyists to be running Mac clusters, these like few people who can afford that, but it's like for everyone to be able to run local AI as the default. And for that, there's two dimensions. So there's the sort of pushing the frontier, and we're doing a lot of research. We are coming out with a website called local.ai, which basically tracks the frontier. So it tells you, you know, if you have a MacBook, if you have a DGX Spark, what is the best model that you can run? Yeah. What kind of performance am I going to get compared to the cloud? Am I making a trade-off there? Is it going to be cheaper than paying for tokens through an API? And then the second aspect is usability and the user experience around it. So, you know, right now it's actually, I don't know if anyone has tried running stuff locally, but it is quite painful. And you have certain things like VLLM, which are great tools, but they're designed for the data center. So, you know, these tools are designed for a team to go in and configure all the settings to be optimized for the hardware that you're running on. Yeah. They're not made for consumers to use out of the box. Yeah. So we are releasing also quite soon, not today. So local.ai will be today in early access. And then we have the EXO CLI, which is coming in a few weeks, which makes that really easy. So it's essentially an easy way of running VLLM on your consumer devices. So DGX Spark, MacBook.
With the optimal configs for whatever you want.
Closer.
Yeah, so it pulls data.
Yeah, go ahead. So it's just with the optimal configurations for your device. So you don't have to go and look for the best configs. Yeah. And it will give you like different models. So like fast, smart, medium, balanced.
Let me get you like a rock star. Yeah. Just hold this and like you can.
Yeah. Well, so
tell us like what's gonna. Are you involved in like the release of this?
Yes.
Like what would folks use this for? Yeah.
Yeah, so for example, a lot of people might be, they might know LM Studio. So LM Studio uses...
shout out to Yags the Goat, man.
Yes.
We love
it's a beautiful product, right? Yeah. It's really
Friend
good.
Of the pod, Gil with LM Studio. Yeah, go ahead.
So LM Studio uses something called Llama CPP, and it's really designed for a single user.
Shout out to another goat, Georgi Gergano, man, that changed the world.
It works on everything.
Just incredible.
Yes.
Georgi, we love you, man.
Yeah, well, nowadays we can actually like get much better performance using something like VLLM and SGLang if we wanted to serve an entire household, or an entire company from a single computer. So we're trying to push that forward. We're trying to make the user experience for that a little bit better and hopefully work as an option along the side of like something like LM Studio and make it possible for people to run really performant AI just by clicking a button.
I love that. Okay, folks. So my next question for you is, it's not just EXO. There's like a consortium of friends. Nader from NVIDIA told me yesterday that he got all of you in the room together. Let's talk about like the initiative and the panels, like, and how big this is becoming here, especially in the middle of AI engineer. We're sitting right by the OpenAI booth. Microsoft's over there. Anthropic's like somewhere around as well. But this time we also have Z.AI with GLM that's exploding. Everybody loves GLM, and we Wolfram, this is like the best open source model that we've ever tested.
Yeah, it's the best ever.
Minimax folks were on stage doing keynotes as well. So like this, I feel like this conference is like very balanced. And then out of nowhere, there's like a whole local AI track. So talk to me through like who's in there, who's involved, and why folks should pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah, so if I told people listening right now that there is a real risk of open source models being banned, I think a lot of people would be surprised. I think most people would be surprised by that statement. And so, you know, right now, this is still quite a niche topic. It's still quite on the fringe, right? But the risk is real. So
Fable was just banned.
Fable was just banned.
I don't think
it's
it's
happening.
that far away.
It's happening.
They're looking at GLM.2 and they're like, okay, in 6 months, GLM is going to be Fable level, let's say, like close-ish to. But every company, like we work at CoreWeave, we literally like serve GLM from our inference service. And if the government can say, hey, you can download the weights, whatever, but hey, CoreWeave, you cannot serve this to anyone. Hey, you know, Nebius, hey, Together is also here. Like all of the folks who are like serving like inference, you literally cannot serve this model because it's national secret. What can we do? We'll say yes. Like it's not even my decision. I would try to say no, but no.
Yeah, it's you know, it's the natural progression here is for open source to be the next thing. GLM 5.2 being banned.
Yes, sir.
Kimi being banned, whatever.
So who's involved?
So yeah, so right now it's like a small community of people that are talking about this. And I would say like even a lot of people that are thinking about this are not talking about it, right? Because maybe they're like, you know, maybe they're scared to talk about it. Maybe it's just like not really something they're going to get a lot of pushback on. In general, like AI has been wrapped together. Like even the people in the open source AI community are wrapped together in this, you know, AI narrative. And there's a really bad public sentiment right now around AI, data center build outs. So, you know, it's something that not a lot of people are talking about. But in SF, where most of these things start, there is a community forming of people who are talking about this and trying to make change. There was just an article in the Wall Street Journal that came out where a bunch of journalists covered like one of the early meetings of Freedom of Intelligence, which is something that was just set up to address this. And, you know, there's starting to be more talk about it. And I think, you know, this is how things start, right? And, you know, I don't want to name people because I don't know exactly, you know, if they've talked about this publicly.
Who was in the room with you with Nader? That was public.
Who was in the room?
I can share.
Yeah.
So the CEO of AMP, I'm not sure if you're familiar with AMP. It's one of the more popular agent harnesses. There were people.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
come around. I want you here.
How you guys doing? What's up? I saw you guys on Twitter.
We need you on camera. Please sit here. Please sit
here. Let's go. Maybe Nader can share more.
So at least one person. I told you guys we're gonna have a surprise guest. At least one person.
You guys all look related.
A little bit involved is here. Nader,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. The mustache man.
Really excited for today. We have the local AI summit, so I hope you guys are here. If you're not, shoot us a DM. We got to get you in this room. It's gonna be super exciting. Local models, local harnesses, we've hit an inflection point, right? These things got wildly good this year. And not just that, the things that we do with them has changed, right? We've been giving them access to tools. Enterprises are giving them IP. And you're seeing very colorful conversations about that. Users are doing the same thing. I want to give it my medical records. I want to give it my healthcare data. The more that you do, the better it gets.
Just before you jumped on, I shared like a use case that we want for local AI, me and Nistan, you know, from the show as well. I want a cognitive firewall that looks at everything that I'm looking at, listens to everything I'm listening on the internet, not for me, for my mom, for my grandma, to see if they're trying to get one-shotted by like a different better AI. This cannot run everywhere else. It has to run locally on like by my modem. So I want you to do this for me. Another
come today.
All right, cool.
We have GLM 5.2 running on the station. We have an amazing demo. I don't know if you guys want to talk about it a little bit.
You want to talk
yeah,
about
we have like GLM 5.2 running on the station. Did some work on like optimizing that. It's surprisingly fast.
Yeah.
We have also Nematron 3 Ultra running on 4 Sparks.
Yes.
So 550 billion.
The first time
model.
I think. Yeah, it's 550 billion parameter model.
Biggest llama.
It's huge.
I want to say so far. This guy CEO, very high level, bro. Nistan on here is asking you, how long does it take to do a rip prune for various models you have done? Can you talk about we have a technical audience. Can we go down to brass tacks for just a second?
So I'm not sure. Is the one that's running on the station the Reap?
Yes.
Yeah. So in order to like do so the model has to be of a certain size. If it's larger than 200 billion parameters, you can get like a very good performance out of it. It takes about like a day maybe to just do a basic prune of it, but you're going to have issues like the last token is going to be repeating over and over. You're going to see it going into thought loops. It might not know anything about history, so you can spend extra compute to make it better and better. So right now I have the GLM 5.2 with 3 checkpoints. The first one was 2 days, the second one was a week, and this third one is still cooking right now. So I'm basically distilling it back into itself with the larger GLM 5.2, and I'm getting really good performance. We got 71% on Terminal Bench 2.1.
Let's go.
Which is one of the highest scores. It's not that far away from its larger version. So it takes about a week if you want to do it properly. The longer you do it, the better it gets.
This is Nistan, were you satisfied? Let me you guys won't hear him, but like, is this is this what you wanted from Sarah?
Yeah. So Sarah is basically giving us fair trade, organic, witchcraft and made and pruned models.
All right.
That just work right eventually.
Folks, we know you guys are busy. We know you jumped on like super quick, and
Thanks
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me crash the party.
I just want to say, are you guys followers of soccer at all? Did you guys see that we won 2.0 against Bosnia? Let's go. I know it's not related to anything. Alex is like, why is he talking about it?
I saw it.
Are you Bosnian then?
Game.
Oh, okay, cool.
How was it?
Oh, the game was incredible. We're going to talk about this at the end of the show. But, folks, please check out local.ai. Please check out EXO. Alex is here and Sarah. And we have Nader. And you guys probably know Nader because we talked about multiple NVIDIA stuff. Check out local.ai. I think there's going to be a live stream of the whole thing, and you guys are really part of it. So if not, the website is live right now, I believe.
It's in early access.
Early access.
Yeah, so we'll share a code for the community.
Yeah, everybody that signs up is going to get a code.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to say, we've done some amazing work together. I really appreciate you guys and everything you've done for local AI. And, NVIDIA has really enjoyed working with EXO. And so start to something great. Let's just keep ripping.
Let's go. And if you're on the pod, you're now considered the friends of the pod. So when you release big new things.
Finally made it on.
We weren't friends until today.
Nice meeting you in face to face.
Thank you.
Alex, thank you so much for joining the comment. Nader, thank you so much, man. Wolfram, let's get you back. And do some commentary while we have our next guest queuing up. Come on. Nistan, local.ai is going to have like a big day here at the AI Engineer. Pruning is going to happen. And Sarah just joined. Yes, please.
What's up?
Yo. Sit down. And Nistan, any commentary on this, or are we jumping on to the next interview?
No, I just wanted to say that it's almost... to do those prunes that Sarah does, it's almost like witchcraft. It's an art at this point, because you can check the benchmarks and stuff, but you also have to get the vibe of it, and you have to do it in a way that, like, it's a precision artistic lobotomy of the model, and then it still comes up good eventually.
I love the concept of autistic lobotomy, and I think. I don't want to like point fingers and name names, but I think to some degree, some person needs to be on the spectrum to understand the spectrum, and that's all I'll say. Okay, folks.
No, I said precision lobotomy, not autistic lobotomy. But anyway, that too, sure.
I think it fits, though. Yes.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Okay, folks. It's time for us to introduce our next guest. You know him, friend of the pod, Dom from OpenAI, Dominic Kundl from OpenAI. How you doing, man? Good. What I need you to do is to remember that the microphone
I'm
is
gonna
a bit
like lean
closer.
like
yeah,
this.
yeah, you can
the,
lean.
the main issue is that there's like a gap
I
here.
know,
so
sir. I know.
I'm just gonna like.
I think we should be all right if you move a little bit to there in terms of camera, yeah. And then you should be able to feel comfortable.
I'm just like this. This seems like very casual.
This should be
like
very
this.
casual, bro. The whole thing about ThursdAI, why we love doing this, is just
Yeah.
a conversation.
No, I
Like,
love it.
Me and you, we had the conversation before.
I know.
The
only hilarious thing is I have no idea what you all are talking about.
Dude, so I'll tell you this.
There's a
gap here, so we can't put the microphone on here.
Okay. All right, so now you want me to lean like this. All right.
As long as it's comfortable for you,
All
you
right,
can even hold this.
I'll be fine.
Dominic, you're the perfect person to transition us from local to kind of like big bang AI.
All right.
The reason why you're perfect person with this is that last year at Dev Day, this was just after you guys released GPT OSS.
Right.
And I was walking around Dev Day, and somebody, I don't remember who, told me I have to meet you.
Yeah.
And like, he is the guy who's like pushing for OSS stuff.
Yeah.
And so we just had another Khalil from NVIDIA, which obviously you guys in OpenAI like tight friends with, obviously. Also we in CoreWeave. And the folks from EXO Labs are running like models. They're probably gonna like try GPT OSS models as well. I want you to maybe open with why at all OpenAI has released GPT OSS, although it has been a year.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna press you towards any future releases. I know how the thing works.
I was gonna say, you know what the answer is gonna be.
Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about like OpenAI and open source AI.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, like we believe in like a big open ecosystem, and like one of the things with like specifically the open models is like we know that there are situations where you just like can't rely on like a hosted model for a multitude of reasons, right? Like it might be a latency situation, it might be a like data privacy situation where like you have some use cases where you just can't rely on like a hosted frontier model. And so our goal at GPT OSS was really like we spend a lot of time talking to the community. We actually did like a roadshow back then, like with like folks from around the world, talking to them with like Sam and Greg and everyone, trying to understand what were the things that they were looking for with like open models. And one of the things we did with GPT OSS was we wanted them to be able to like easily switch between like an open model and a hosted model from OpenAI without having to feel like they're like two different worlds, right? Like there were already a lot of customers who were using back then like Llama and like open model and like OpenAI models. And so we wanted to like have a good combination of these models.
Yeah.
And so GPT OSS always kind of felt like it had a lot of the same capabilities as like an O4 mini deep research had, right? So like it had built-in web search, it had reasoning, it had all of the sort of like capabilities that you were familiar with from that. So it was very easy for you to like swap over. The other part that we did with it is like advancing research. So like the models were actually they have a we didn't put any pressure during the training on the chain of thought, and so that means that like researchers can use it for like interpretability research, for example, by looking at the actual chain of thought.
And we were actually very excited about this, and we're looking forward to more. I will just say this.
I'll forward it to the
forward this, please. All right. So from local models from OpenAI, let's go to actual OpenAI. Cool. Fable was released to us.
Yep.
And GPT 5.6 was announced.
Yes.
And we're not going to talk about when and how. I know you guys are on the reset break, like I think it was publicly stated. But talk to me about GPT 5.6 and kind of how it feels to use. I would love to know. You guys talked about this publicly, so it's cool with the PR of OpenAI. We checked. Talk to me how it feels to use like this. Like is it a point release, or does it feel like more? Because Swick said that he had early access and it does not feel like 0.1 release.
So I think like so. One for context, 5.6, we actually released 3 models. So Sol, Terra, and Luna.
Congrats on the naming, by the way. Whoever, I really hope that the model named itself, because like the naming is finally good. Daybreak is great. Sol, Terra, and Luna is also awesome. So
Love
like finally OpenAI is doing some great naming for us.
Stellar naming.
I see what you did there. Yeah, no. So for context, Sol is our frontier model. It's the largest model.
Yeah.
Terra should give you like an intelligence that feels similar to like a 5.5, but at like, you know, half the cost. And then Luna is sort of our smaller model for like, especially like more basic tasks, basically. But all of them are incredibly capable. Honestly, like Sol, like the biggest thing for me with like going from 5.5 to like 5.6 Sol is like it feels like it
gets you even more. Like it just gets the job done. Like you give it a problem, and like especially if you use it with like computer use, or if you use the new ultra mode that we're introducing, like
that's the Cerebrus.
No, so
explosion?
we're going to bring 5.6 Sol to Cerebrus. We can talk about that, but like the ultra mode is basically one, we introduce a new reasoning level called max.
Oh, let's go.
And then ultra also leverages like sub agents more extensively.
Oh.
And so it you can see it in our benchmarks that we released in the preview.
Yeah.
Like it pushes it.
I feel like a competitor of yours has like a ultra think mode as well that I use often.
Yeah.
And I think that's very dope that like Codex is also getting this. Can I just say that I love Codex hovering up all the best things. At the beginning of the show, Peter Gostev from Arena, this also a co-host of ours, he talked about the banking of the resets.
Yes.
Which, bro, just fucking thank you.
I'm glad you love it.
Thank you, because like folks are like saving their tokens, and then boom, Thibaut comes with the reset button. It's like, why was I saving this? Like all of this is on zero.
Well, and like not all of us are like chronically online, like we are, and like we've had reactions from some folks in the community who are like, who is Thibaut and what is a reset button? You know, like
come on,
because they're like more on Reddit or other things, and so like this also makes it much easier for them who like didn't know that a reset might be coming up.
Well, I say this for ThursdAI, unlike other live shows that stream only on Twitter, we're live on LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIn folks! So if you don't know who Thibaut is and what the reset button is, now you know because we talked about this earlier before. So Sol, Terra, and Luna.
Yep.
And Codex is in the mix. Codex is your harness. You guys are pushing hard on Codex, seeing insane internal adoption as well. Just recently released a kind of essay of how it's being adopted internally. Talk about this, dude. Like people don't understand how like legal folks are adopting this. Like, just talk about that.
I mean, Codex, like, I think sort of there's like a natural reaction into people being like, oh, Codex is our coding agent. But like we've like, especially with the app and like over the last couple of months, really sort of made it significantly more approachable for non-developers, or you know, realistically, like the role that we fulfill as like developers has changed as well, right? Like there's like so much more work that you do that is not just cranking out code. And so especially in the Codex app, which is sort of what like the majority of the company uses, it's just become sort of your daily agent, right? Like your like co-work equivalent, essentially. So like we have an in-app browser, we have computer use, we brought in a bunch of plugins, including actually for those roles, like additional like role specific plugins. So like we have a like data analyst plugin that you can install if you work in data science. We have like a designer plugin that you can install, and like all of those sort of plugins that install like the most common plugins, like a sales you know, plugin that will set up all of the tools that you commonly use when you work in sales. So,
And the legal folks, what do they use? Is there like a specific legal thing internally? No, I specifically calling out legal because I wish I could show you guys, but I don't have this to pull up super quick. The adoption curve. So first of all, 100% of engineers use Codex, like something like crazy. Like there's no one in OpenAI that's like typing code anymore. Which, by the way, the thesis of my talk at AI Engineer and the backing of this like a token billionaire concept called by your coworker Ryan Lupopolo, aka Yolo Popolo, aka Lupopolo. He's going through multiple iterations.
I haven't heard that one yet.
This is new. This is new from this conference.
Noted.
And obviously engineers are picking up Codex, but like other folks as well. And the super app was also announced that like moving, I don't know if away from ChatGPT, but like tell me how Codex looks differently for my mom if I want to bring her on to AI versus like engineer. Tell me about like that difference.
So like one, we're bringing together more like ChatGPT and Codex, sort of like Thibaut has been saying. The sneaky thing is we're doing it in public.
Very sneaky. We didn't notice at all.
But one of the big things we're doing is like we're just like slightly adapting the UI. Like a lot of it is already like we've designed the UI not as like there's a hardcore engineering thing. Like it has to be something that like developers love, and that's very important, and we spend a lot of time thinking about it. But there's like with a lot of like smaller tweaks, it's actually very friendly for non-developers as well. So like realistically, the main thing is like if Codex writes files, you know, like we're not going to show you the diff view by default or like the review pane. And similarly, like, you know, it might like you know, if it runs a command, like in Codex, you normally see like what shell command it ran. Like we abstract some of that away in the UI for someone like who has no idea what bash or Z shell is, or like why it ran rip crap, you know. So we're like simplifying some of the language there, but it's still the same capable agent. It's the same Codex behind the scenes, the same Codex agent that is actually open source. So it's the same capabilities.
I love that.
I like that you can switch between the modes, so you can choose which one you want to use, and
you just go into settings and switch around. But honestly, like, I don't switch a lot because it's literally the same capabilities. So like, there's no need for you to like really switch.
Yeah, well done.
Dominic, I hold in my hand, as I said before, the token billionaire card. It's just like the gold. Wolfram has one.
I know I have one at home. I left it there. I don't want to scratch it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm using it, and I'm like, I'll regret this in a decade. The concept was coined by Ryan Lupopolo on stage at the Engineer of Europe, and then after him, Mario Zechner, the creator of Pi, came on and said, "Hey, slow the fuck down. Everything's broken. You guys are pushing code. Not you, OpenAI, but like people just like, hey, YOLOing to production." And so I coined this, I don't know if you saw my essay called the ZL Continuum. The Zechner on the one side and Lupopolo on the other side. And then I started asking people, basically my talk here at the Engineer was that the continuum is not about people, it's about tasks. Could you tell me, especially in the concept of you saying Codex, the simplified mode doesn't even show you the diff anymore. What tasks are you still reading code for? And whether or not are you still reading code in 2026? And I will preface this with the fact that most people who are tuning into this maybe have early access to Fable because it was finally released yesterday. But like Fable and 5.6, let me put them on the same pedestal, let's say capability, are different from what folks are used to use, right? So you guys are already like looking in the future, and I consider Lupopolo and you and Anthropic, Tariq Anthropic, like all of you are like lighthouses pointing where we're all gonna go in like 6 months. So tell me about like, do you still read code? For which task, if you do, you will read code? And did it change from 5.5 to 5.6?
So yeah, I mean, like I think you're right in terms of that. Like I think it's a spectrum of tasks, right? So like I'm doing a talk later at like 1:30, and it's the most over-engineered talk I've ever done.
Let's
and it
go.
was like built by 5.6. I haven't read any code of it. But like that's like.
Is this on the main stage?
No, it's on the agent engineering track.
Okay, cool.
But for that one, for example, I haven't read any code, and like that's fine because like I've been testing it. I know Codex has been actually testing it pretty extensively. Like you've seen it sort of like use a bunch of computer use and browser use tasks to like verify things. And that part is fine because it's for myself. But like when we're talking about things like, you know, contributing to the Codex app, for example, we still have strong code ownership rules, right? So like every PR goes through review, and it has to be reviewed by someone on the team. So like even if you're like PRing it in from across the company, which people are welcome to, like there's like specific folks that are responsible for reviewing, and they will still read the code. But we're also going to have first Codex review it, right? So like only if there's 0 reviews, then we're actually going to review it.
So am I hearing correctly? Then in July of 2026, there's still a human reviewing all code that's committed into OpenAI codebase. Wow. Okay. Do you expect?
We keep improving the things.
Of course, That's what Ryan was talking about. The machine that like builds the machine. Do you, Dominic Kundul, personally expect this to still be the case in 1 year when we're in AI Engineer World's Fair of 2027?
I think ultimately it's about responsibility, right? Like it's like the human should still be responsible for like the code that gets shipped, right? You can't go afterwards and be like, you know, the retroist Codex did it, or you know, like Claude did it, or something.
I had one of those for my notes today, folks. I'll just say this: Fable did an amazing job doing notes today, but for some reason, Dominic is here. And you should be just before. Like it literally just like screwed up the order, even though it put the timings correctly. So
yeah, I think that's the important part, right? Like it's like the responsibility is there. It's hard to tell like what do the tools then look like, right? Like so, for example, now like a lot, like for example, in order to speed things up, like we have like skills to finalize the skill. We use like videos and other ways to review functionality as well, and then like make sure that like everything passed through Codex code review. And that catches a tremendous amount of stuff, right? But like it's ultimately someone who's responsible for what was created, and that is still important.
Yep. Dominic, I think that's most of what I have for you. The thing I also wanted to make sure that we're covering AI engineer is kind of the vibes.
Yeah.
You are talking to other folks, they're coming up to you. AI engineer, and this was part of my talk as well, is changed dramatically since the first one. Just dramatically. Like, this is not even the conference and the size of it.
Yeah.
Our job has changed. We babysit models. You guys are now giving us tools to just and reset buttons, etc. What are you hearing from folks who are not like part of the big labs? What are you hearing from folks who come up to you? What are the type of concerns they raise? What are the type of things you hear in the hallway track? This is like the most important thing, I think, for me, for the conference.
Yeah, I mean, also just like very quickly to like level set on how quickly things change.
Yeah.
Let me remind you, the Codex app is 5 months old.
5 months.
Today.
The app itself.
The app is 5 months old.
Incredible
today.
job.
So like things are changing so like ridiculously fast. I think one of the biggest things that I keep hearing from conversations is sort of like things are moving so fast that people just don't know what is the right way to use things, right? And there's almost this level of like FOMO of people like feeling like, oh, they're not doing it right. And I think like that has been the biggest thing from my conversations where like there's been a big appetite from people joining our talks, trying to understand like how do I use these tools, right? And like the reality is like we can show you how we use it, but like we also constantly learn from the community and we bring that back in. And so like I think that is the biggest, like the fun part of this conference is like talk to people and like get an understanding of like how do they use the tools. Like I've learned ways that other people do things and sort of like just like their level of willingness to like rely on the agent, just like go off and do things that might be different to mine.
So one last thing before we let you go. We know you're a busy dude. You have a talk soon. Good luck, by the way. Break a leg, man. I'm sure you're gonna kill it. Roma said on stage yesterday, head of DevRel, interviewed by me yesterday at the OpenAI booth. By the way, the video is coming, folks. I'm super excited to show you this. The Codex sessions can talk to other sessions, like spawn other. Can you tell me about this like insane ability and how would I use this? And tell people also.
It's actually like a fascinating feature that like is relatively simple in its functionality, but like super powerful once you understand it. So in the Codex app, any agent, like any conversation that you have, you can ask Codex to spin up new threads, and it can also inspect and move around other existing threads. And that means that we've seen a lot of people on the team sort of move to a chief of threads model where they have one thread that they then ask to like delegate additional tasks. And the interesting thing is like compared to like sub agents, it's a different relationship model where like with sub agents you still have yet like your main thread that is in charge of like the life cycle of the others. But with the with Codex just spinning up a new thread, it's able to that one is like the moment it's been spun up, it's independent, right? So you can just like keep going.
So it's not locked into the UI of like a sub agent anymore.
Exactly.
I can like pick it up and just go with it.
And so like for example, I have one main thread for AI Engineer World's Fair, and based on that, I spun out one for my breakout talk, one for my expo talk. But like they're like I spin them up when I need them to, and then like get rid of them again. And so like a lot of people started doing this for PR reviews, for example. Like you go through you have one thread that goes through your entire PR backlog and then spins up separate threads for every single PR.
I need that. Dom, I keep saying this is the last question and I keep lying. So I have another one from Peter Goste from Arena AI, a co-host of ours. Peter asks if the model that's going to run on Cerebrus, which let me just say, because we fully didn't say this. One of the models, is that Sol?
Yeah, it's 5.6 Sol.
5.6 Sol is going to run with collaboration on Cerebrus. Cerebrus is going to like stream this in an insane like 750 tokens per second speed. Is it going to be the same weights as the Sol that I'm getting through OpenAI's API?
Do you know? The same model.
It's the same exact model.
Yep.
Folks should understand.
It's not a Spark situation. It's like 5.6 Sol.
Yeah, this is incredible. Peter, were you satisfied with this?
Yeah, this is insane because I was trying to use the Spark model when it came out, and it just like it's not very good, unfortunately. So and now to see the actual real model, like I think this didn't get enough hype. Like
this did not get enough hype. I agree with you. Peter saying this is insane, and we're used to Spark being kind of the lesser model. Will it be multimodal on Cerebrus as well? Because Spark is like
5.6 Sol.
It's fun. Okay, Dom. Always a pleasure, dude. I consider you a friend of the pod. Thank you so much for coming. Thank generally to OpenAI as a concept for bringing us the token billionaire as a concept.
I love it.
I'm assuming that you're also a token billionaire.
I am a token billionaire.
We know you're busy. We're gonna have to let you go. Please come back to us.
When will that be a thing? Next year?
Good question. Maybe next year.
Before you jump off, can we ask for a picture from like over there from the folks with just the three of us? Thank you so much. Guys. Good.
Cool.
Thank you. Done.
Thanks for
having
me.
Back your leg, man. Cool. All righty, folks.
Cheers.
Wolfram?
Cheers. Thanks.
All righty, folks. As you see, back to back here at the AI Engineer. And can we get the two-person shot? Thank you. Back to back here at the AI Engineer. And it's kind of working, right? How's the show for you, folks? If you're listening, if you're tuning in, there's almost like 1,000 of you right now. Please comment and tell us. Let's say, tell us which segment you enjoyed better, the OpenAI one or the local AI one. Meanwhile, I will say, and folks who followed the show know very well that the show has one sponsor. It's Weights and Biases by CoreWeave. And we have a corner here we call This Week's Buzz that talks about everything that happens in the world of Weights and Biases by CoreWeave. So let's go to This Week's Buzz real quick while we set up our next guest. Can we get the white shot? Thank you. Folks, with us on stage, a colleague of ours, a friend from the office, Zubin Aisola, let's say the maybe one of the more AGI built folks in Weights and Biases. I want you to the microphone a little bit.
Please, happy to. I'll move it to myself. Yeah, awesome.
Zubin, first of all, super quick question. How's the AI Engineer for you?
It's been fantastic. I'm amazed at how technical some of the talks have been. It's been absolutely sublime. Also, just meeting everybody is exciting. The U.S. won the World Cup game yesterday.
Oh, let's go.
I didn't get to go. I heard you did, Alex, but quite exciting. So it's a great time to be here.
Yes, it's an amazing time. Zubin, we launched the thing. And we obviously talk about Weights and Biases. We wear the yellow jackets. We always cover.
Yeah.
The more fun parts is when colleagues of ours ship and we get to like present this on the show. So the last time we were here with Adrian and Sean, with CVP, we talked about HiveMind.
Excellent.
And I actually use HiveMind to get this. Folks, I told you about HiveMind before. HiveMind is an agent that sits on your laptop or multiple laptops or SSH VMs and basically counts tokens from Cursor, from Cloud Code, from like everywhere. And when I had to prove that I'm a token billionaire, I went to HiveMind and looked throughout all of my tokens.
Oh, it's awesome.
And we
Plus, I get to talk to Alex with my HiveMind skill, where I can just talk to you.
Yeah.
Your persona. It's excellent.
I don't know that I'm the best at prompting. I don't know if you should. So this was the last ship, and I actually used this tool. And Zubin, you have been cooking something that's called Aria?
Aria. Aria's the name.
Aria, Ben.
Yeah, Aria is our Weights and Biases agent. It's like the ultimate goal is to own the entire end-to-end flow of AI research entirely in the Weights and Biases platform.
Yeah.
I think we've been pretty staunch at a company. I joined a year ago, but even before then, certainly, Weights and Biases builds the best tools for AI engineers or people training machine learning models, tracing agents, etc. And so we built Aria using our own platform. But the exciting part is that Aria is just a co-pilot assistant in the, to use every possible buzzword, in the Weights and Biases UI. And all it does basically is do auto research for you.
Yes.
So at my talk at 11:10 today,
Wait,
we're going to have Aria.
the Karpathy named self-improvement in the home loop auto research?
Oh yeah, the holy grail of actual AI research and the direction that certainly the labs are moving in. And we just want to give it to everybody else.
Yes.
So that's the product that we maintain and I lead the science side for. And it's awesome. It's exciting. We're giving it out to everybody. It landed at GA on Monday.
How do folks access it, Zubin?
In the Weights and Biases UI, you just click this little blue button at the top right corner.
Yes.
It might be a different color if you're in light mode, but I'm a dark mode user.
Yes.
You click this little top right button, you chat with Aria, and you can have it do anything for you.
Yeah.
So at my talk today, I'll present Aria, where it reads its own production trace logs, updates its own prompts live, and runs offline evaluations in our RL simulation environment for itself to improve.
Yeah.
But that's, maybe a more sophisticated version of it. If you want to do anything else like reap your loss curves or figure out where your gradients are, exploding or, imploding, you should just ask Aria.
Folks, you should just ask Arya.
I think just ask Arya is really going to be the
It's
tagline.
a good tagline, dude.
Yeah, right?
Okay, you want to look at the camera?
Please.
And say...
Just ask Arya.
Let's go. All right, Zubin, thank you so much for coming up. We know you're
you.
a busy dude. We know you like
No, this is
presenting.
excellent.
Break a leg.
Thank you.
Give him hell.
Thought I
Show
will.
them that we're token billionaires here.
Token billionaires.
By
You gotta give me one of those.
Dude,
That's
you need
if you're
high
pumping
mind.
token billionaires, I'm pumping token billionaires.
I'm 100% sure that you deserve this, man. And also, thank you for being such an energetic and passionate teammate that brings a lot of like AI excitement.
There are few better places. I worked at a couple of jobs in my time. I think there's few better places that I could imagine working. It's been sublime.
We also have some tokens also. So
we also have some tokens.
Oh, maybe tell me about kind of the we have like 1 or 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Tell me about the backend of Arya. Like, what is it running? Is it running on CW inference? Is it running like on the main models?
Yeah, I think the exciting part about Arya at present is that it's running on some of the main models. But the thing that is cool about our pipeline is that, you know, with the traces that you generate with Arya itself, if you use it a bunch, we can fine tune models for exactly your workflows using CoreWeave serverless training or Weights and Biases serverless training, I suppose. Training running on CoreWeave sandbox infrastructure, etc. Like the full pipeline is all CoreWeave home rolled, right? Which is, I think, very exciting.
Yeah.
We're using a bunch of other tech at present, but I think increasingly dogfooding and using our own service in the same way that I use Weights and Biases to train my own agents is the dream. What's nice for me is that certainly I build Arya without ever leaving the platform.
Yes.
So we want to give that to everybody else.
Zubin, last question for you.
Please.
My talk was about the ZL continuum.
Yeah.
Between Mario Zechner, who read every fucking line of critical code, to Ryan Lopopol, who coined Token Billionaire and said, hey, build a system that builds a system, and your attention should go towards like the repeating bugs, etc.
Yeah.
So the ZL continuum is about like tasks, less than so people. You're doing a lot of agentic coding, obviously.
Yeah.
How much of that is human readable at 2026? And do you expect that to change significantly with Fable and 5.6 coming up?
You know, I don't know if it'll change significantly, although I haven't written a line of code in 8 months. But I think that the benefit of, you know, thinking about
written
software,
one, but
I haven't written one. Oh, but I've pushed a lot of code,
Yes.
most certainly, you know. And even that, my agents have pushed a lot of code on my behalf.
Yeah.
I think the exciting part is we get to move upwards in the stack, right? Like if I think about my career as an engineer, it's like first I was fixing little bugs and I was writing little tasks and running little tests. And then, you know, I expanded to like designing little systems or whatever else. And now it's like, okay, can we lead this team to sort of like build this agent as a full team?
Yeah.
Everybody gets to move up that stack, right?
Yes, sir.
We all level ourselves up one level.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, maybe I should read a little bit more code, but I think that it just gets easier and easier and faster and faster and better and better. That's ultimately.
I call this the capability drift. I have an arrow there and it says like the capability drifts us towards L.
And what I love is that if you set them on autopilot and you just let them run, they still write shitty software. So I'm still just a little bit useful. But with Fable, maybe not, you know?
Bro, everybody says Fable is amazing. Hold on.
Please.
And I used Fable, and this is like the third time I repeated this, but like for every guest, I'll tell this again.
That's good.
So Fable have prepped the show. This is like the run of show for Fable.
Yeah.
And I can show you that it placed like the timings are correct, but these people should have been here. And literally Dominic comes at 9:30 and 9:45 is this week's buzzword. You showed up.
Dude.
You should have been after Dominic based on the order. Despite Fable being back, I'm so happy it's back. And despite it being the next capability, read the important stuff, folks. It's important. Your attention is not going anywhere. If anything, it's more important now to know where to place your attention.
Yeah, you just want to do more.
Yeah.
But, you know, you still need to be in the loop.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of loop.
And you need to look at CoreWeave Arya, which Zubin launched. Zubin, thank you so much. Congrats on the ship, bro. I'm so happy that the labs are shipping something incredible.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming up.
Thank you for having me.
Folks, definitely check out Zubin's talk and check out CoreWeave Arya and come by our booth as well. We have a booth here. We have a humanoid robot walking around in one of these yellow things.
We got a pretend humanoid robot walking around.
Oh, that's true.
Come say hi.
Zubin, I consider you a friend of the pod.
So good.
Anytime.
Exciting.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming up. All right, folks, a short break. As you may have seen, I know I talk fast. This motherfucker is at 200 words per minute or something. So this is Zubin Isola from the Weights and Biases CoreWeave team in charge of Arya. Have you used Arya already?
I have used Arya already.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to use my own agent to connect to Arya to do the stuff on the backend that my agent has no access to directly.
Yes.
Because I think that's where we are going. You have your personal agent that knows about what you are doing, and you have all these specialized agents, like your assistant hiring a data scientist to do stuff.
Yeah. So, folks, definitely check it out. And our next guest is already here. I'm so excited. Steph, thank you so much for coming. We do need you to sit closer to the mic, so folks will arrange this for you. And you should feel comfortable.
Perfect.
Good
morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I got a coffee. And yeah, I'm so happy to meet you in person again. Does it work?
Hold on. Yes. Let's do a white shot. Let's keep it on white, okay? And then when she talks, let's win. Stefania Druga.
Yes.
You've been on the pod maybe in audio form. I don't remember if we put you ever on video.
No.
So welcome to the video edition of ThursdAI. This is a bit different from the last time you were on.
Different.
And we're having a lot of fun.
Yes.
And we're also, AI engineering is different. We've met at AI engineers previously. You just been to the recent one in Singapore as well. And we've had you on the pod, and we've talked to you about education for children and bots and stuff like that. And since then, you're no longer a research scientist at DeepMind. You are now with Sakana.
I'm with Sakana.
And when we covered Sakana AI multiple times, and we talked about David, and we talked about Leon.
Yep.
Yeah, Leon James, the co-transformer. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can look there when you answer, and it just I'm sorry it's not comfortable, but it's okay. Live show. So we talked about Sakana, we talked about multiple models, and last week or 2 weeks ago or last week, last week, time moves so fast. A lot has happened since last week. We talked about Fugu.
Yes.
And Wolfram was not able to pronounce it, so it sounded like we're doing superlatives on air. And we talked about Fugu, and then it clicked here that you're working at Sakana. We have a friend in the lab that shipped this, and I was like, we should have Steph. But because you're based in Japan, it wasn't super practical, and now you're here, and I'm super excited. Thank you so much for coming. What is Fugu?
Thanks for having me. It's so nice to see you both. Fugu is a new router model which we released last week.
Yeah.
But I'm going to announce new things today just for the pod. So it's a router model that allows you to basically pick the best model for the job that you're doing. So it's an orchestrator, and it has very, very good performance. So we tested it on all sorts of benchmarks. People actually build incredible demos with it. Like we had auto research running with Fugu and discovering new optimization for GPU implementation. We had Rubik cube solving. I used it a lot for robots, like controlling robots.
Nice.
And I'm having a lot of fun. People are having a lot of fun with Fugu. You can use it now in OpenRouter, like we integrate with Vercel. And we actually just announced today that it's available in Codex and also OpenCode.
Yeah.
So basically, anywhere you work, you can try it out. And I want to talk a little bit about the technology behind it.
Yes, please. Remember that our audience is technical. We love a deep dive. We asked Sarah about pruning models and how fast they stay. So
Perfect. Yeah. So there's 2 papers that Fugu is based on, and these are published at ICLR this year, and people can go and check them out. So there's a paper on Trinity, which is like a very lightweight model that is learning how to orchestrate between a thinker, a verifier, and an action model. And it's actually an evolutionary model. So if you are into evolutionary models and want to learn more about the Trinity conductor piece, you should read that paper. And then there's the conductor paper from ICLR, which is basically trained on rollouts from how do you actually look at workflows, so you know which model you're going to call for a different part of a workflow.
Yeah.
And that one was trained through reinforcement learning. But both of these papers are available. People can read it. They were peer reviewed.
Yeah.
And then Fugu combines the two. So it actually combines the Trinity part to learn how to orchestrate. And basically, it's not just learning who to send the task for, but it's recursive. So it can rewrite the prompt. It can verify the outputs before deciding, like, I'm going to use this model or this other model.
Yeah.
And the philosophy behind all of this work, like, I don't know if you knew, but Sakana means fish in Japanese.
Yeah.
And the whole vision for the company was very much built on, like, collaboration, open-endedness,
Evolution
models. So I think that's quite unique. And that's also the approach for Fugu. The idea is that there isn't like one model to win it all, but that you can actually get much better performance by picking which model is good for what task and orchestrating that.
So we're excited about Fugu. We're excited about model routers. It's very funny. Just the week before Fugu, OpenRouter released a router.
Right.
Which I found it hilarious.
Yeah, the timing was funny.
carbon something.
Yeah, mixture of agents.
Mixture of agents, and the timing was great. And then they're like, "Oh, there's more routers. Let's add you to the thing." And have you been working with Fugu then in your harnesses? Like, how does that apply in your work like process? When do you plug in Fugu?
Yeah, we actually use it for many of the research projects that I'm working on right
Yeah.
now. So I'm part of the RSI lab at
Yeah.
Sakana. It's like recursive self-improvement systems. So a lot of that is like in the future of auto research and future of research assistance. So
Yeah.
of course we use Fugu as part of it. There's a project that I'm leading on AI for science, like predicting typhoons and predicting El Nino
Ooh,
phenomena.
okay.
So for physics, like we actually know that the current models, including like existing world models, are not always very good, especially when you have very chaotic events. So we found that Fugu helped a lot in knowing when to distribute the task for a numerical model versus a more like fuzzy logic and web search. And we had best results with Fugu for that work on typhoon prevention. And actually that demo is included in one of the demos on the public repo.
Oh, that's super cool. Steph, I have a bunch of questions for you.
Yeah.
So we talked about Fugu.
Yeah.
You represented Sakana, great. You're working with legends, right? You're working with Leon. You're working with David. You're working in Japan, way outside of the SF bubble, and then you're landing in AI engineer, and kind of like you feel kind of the vibes here, etc. Tell me about like how that's going. Like, how is it working over there? How is it working? How do people on the street treat AI? Like, it's very interesting to us because like we are kind of in a bubble. Denver's not that much of a bubble, but just give me your insight into like how is it working over there and how do people treat AI in Japan? I would love to know more details from just Steph the person and not just Steph the scientist.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for asking that question.
Of course.
So I moved to Japan a year ago, a year and a half, and it's been like I love it. I love.
And also, it's getting louder in here. If you
so I'm gonna
try
have to speak up.
Yes,
Okay.
directly and louder. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. So I moved to Japan a year and a half ago. People in Japan love AI. They love technology. They have a very hopeful and positive outlook towards technology, and I think that's very nice. And I know David. One of the reasons he wanted to build Sakana in Japan is because of this more positive outlook towards technology and try to build it in a way that it benefits community.
David is David Ha, and his nickname on Twitter is Hardmaru.
Hardmaru, yes.
And he's like a very known, very celeb like type of scientist, like and also hot takes.
Yes.
I love David's hot takes. Yeah, so please go ahead.
Yeah, so David Ha picked Japan for this, and it's also like a really big focus on sovereign AI. So I love being outside of the circle here, although I used to live here, because I think it's important for different countries and different communities around the world to have their own solutions, to take their own stab at like pushing the frontier research beyond the transformers. And you know, it's funny because Cleon, who's our CTO, Cleon Jones, was part of the Attention is All You Need.
Yes.
But now he's like the biggest proponent for like, we need new architectures, we need new algorithms beyond the transformer.
Yeah.
So that's also like we have both of those, like practical solutions like Fugu for how do we do a better job with current workflows in more sustainable ways, but also forward-looking, pushing the frontier, like what comes after the transformer. So I'm having a lot of fun, and you know, it's Japanese is a hard language, so it's a good challenge for my brain to try to learn it.
How well versed are you in Japanese at this point?
少し話します。わかりますもん。
I did not understand any of that. Steph, let's talk about AI Engineer as a conference, okay? We're here. We met, I believe, also at the AI Engineer.
At the first edition.
At the first one, which is like significantly a different beast than it is right now.
Yep.
Talk to me about the hallway track, the people that you meet here. What do you talk about with them? What is the concern? What is kind of the active process of what's going on?
Yeah, so I was very happy to see more work on local models. My talk yesterday actually was about memory for long horizon tasks on local models, but there were several, and I know you had people on the pod this morning.
Oh yeah, we had all of the local.ai folks.
Coming, yeah. Nice. So I'm very excited to see that now we can have DeepSeek V4 Flash that we can run on a Mac M3 Ultra. It seems like the bottleneck is access to hardware, actually.
Yeah.
But hopefully that will get solved. I know there was some discussion about hardware access as well, or just in general hardware.
Yes.
But yeah, like local models were big. Memory seems to be like just starting. Like there's so much to learn because basically this is the insight. Like the type of tasks we're able to tackle now with agentic AI are only becoming longer and longer horizon. So then you start to get like the context rut and the context drift. So having better memory systems that are open source is going to be crucial. And the memory track for me was like super interesting. And I loved learning from that as well. Yeah, what else? Many more like non sequitur, but I was so happy to see many more women.
Yes.
I was surprised because
I'm happy to see more women on the ThursdAI panel. So thank you for thank you for breaking this pattern for us, Steph. I really appreciate it.
Happy to will always come back, but
Yes.
in general, like it's been, and also people from outside the field. Like I met people who are working in recycling business and coming to learn how to use AI to optimize like their efforts. So all sorts of like robotics, local models, memory, reconnecting with all friends, like and making new friends. I haven't slept much in the past 3 days because I'm super jet lagged and I was running my experiments on my local machine in Japan. And but you know, like you said, I think Wolfram, like we live on tokens and coffee, or what was your quote?
Tokens are the new caffeine for
tokens
us.
are the new caffeine. Yeah, smart tokens.
Yesterday was a big day in AI because Fable's back.
Yes. Have you played with it?
Oh,
you used it for this.
I used it for this. I used it for. I'm probably gonna use it for the post show notes. I use it for the research for the show. In addition to this, are you a big Fable fan? What's your kind of like go to right now? And I know like Fugo is also using like production stuff as well. Does it route to Fable already? Can you tell us about like your experience with Frontier, where you are and what do you use?
I got to test it a little bit when it was launched, but then of course I lost access.
Yoinked away by the U.S. government and given back by the U.S. government. Thank you.
I think for me, it really re-emphasized the need of sovereign AI because it feels like so disempowering, right? Like to get access to a powerful model, want to try the capabilities, and then like all of a sudden it goes away. Or like you talked about like the weights being modified behind the scenes, and I really do not like that. I am running some evaluations on it right now. I don't have the results yet, but yeah, in general, like I'm a little bit disappointed by the fact that it blocks like AI questions and AI research because that would be my primary goal for using it.
Yes.
So
at least it blocks now. When they released it, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make the model dumber without telling you about this."
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck? No.
So there's a joke that like if it answers your question about research, that means your research is bad. So.
But it set a bad precedent.
It's not frontier enough.
It's a terrible precedent. And I actually think the direction is to have router models that you were mentioning, like you want your family. I want my family to start using these things in a safe way. And I think the future is to have a router model that can decide like what stays on device and what goes to the cloud and which cloud, and being able to control that better.
Yeah.
So I didn't answer your Fable question, but like
you're using it and you're testing it.
I'm testing it.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Alrighty. I think the cool thing about Sakana is kind of like you guys out of the distribution and also trying like new like algorithms, approaches. Anything we should look out for?
Yes.
Okay. What should we look out for?
Check out the work from my colleague Jeff Seeley on Chiefs. So the insight there is...
Can you spell that, Chiefs?
SHEEF.
Chiefs.
Chief.
Oh, okay. I never heard that term. Please educate me.
So it's more like thinking about deep neural networks in geometric terms and understanding the geometry.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to like work with an architecture where you can synchronize like the local information and the global information in real time. And that's what Chiefs allows you to do. And he published a couple of papers on this. There's more coming.
Yeah.
But I think that's a very promising direction. Like the insight is like, how can you create systems where you more readily update your global information from the local updates in a verifiable way?
Yeah. I have a follow-up for you that's unrelated to your last question. I just remembered last time we talked about AI in education.
Yes.
And
I have a lot of, yes.
And we're moving in an insane pace here.
Yes.
And I don't know if you participated or saw AI engineer for the first time had the kids thing just before the conference.
Yeah.
And obviously, kids are incredibly important to bring into this world of AI. So, would love your thoughts on where we are, how kids are using. Should they have access to smaller models or bigger? I literally have no idea. Besides the fact that my kids know that I'm in AI,
Yeah.
and sometimes in the car we talk with like ChatGPT. They don't like Grok, by the way. They
Yes.
prefer ChatGPT.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's very interesting. I have no idea why. Talk to me about like how you see AI education right now. Like, where should we look at? Should there be a track for AI education next year?
Yes, please.
yeah.
Swix, if you're listening.
Swix is gonna come and like, I'll if you want the message, we'll write it down here. And like, hey, Swix,
We need a track.
Yes.
Yes. I know the AI for kids, AI engineering for kids this year was very successful. I'm so happy that folks organized that. I was stuck in immigration. I couldn't make it in time.
Oh, no way.
But I made it. So where it's going, I think there's like definitely a need for more Socratic AI tools for youngsters, because as we know, even for experts, like we talked a lot this year about, do you still read the code or not? Who's on the hook for being responsible for what gets shipped?
Yeah.
How do we all fight like the brain rot, right? Like, because it's so easy to delegate tasks now. What do you choose to still like learn and truly understand? That's much harder to do for young people because they don't know what they don't know.
They don't have the alternative.
They don't have-
We grew
yeah.
up before internet.
Right.
Not to age us.
You totally.
Yes.
So I think it's like for young people having Socratic tools that don't give them, like, we don't want answer machines for kids.
Yeah.
We actually want like a powerful like buddy that they can learn with and play with. So it needs to be Socratic, and that's why I built like a Socratic Copilot for Scratch.
Yeah.
He never does the code for them. We just ask them questions,
Yeah.
helps them get unstuck. And I know, Nielsen, I promised you a repo link, so I will definitely share that. I was holding off because I was hoping Scratch itself, like I was part of a Scratch team at MIT, would launch something like
Yeah.
this. It's not out yet. So I'm just going to open source what I built.
Please do. I gave my kid
yeah.
recently Brilliant.org launched like an education platform.
Yes.
And they have Kibo or whatever, Tiba. I don't remember, folks. They didn't pay me enough. They didn't pay me anything.
Yeah.
Nobody pays me anything besides Corwin. To give my kid like to try it out. And like that AI agent does not give the answer. So we AI engineers, I think it's a very important difference. We as AI engineers and talking billionaires, we want like, I don't care. Don't teach me code. Yeah, don't teach me code. Send me a pull request of showing me how this actually works. I don't care about your process, whatever. For the kids learning, it's a completely different thing.
Exactly.
They need to learn. They don't need to be given answers. If they're given answers, they're going to be lazy as fuck. So I think the Socratic method is incredible. And I think generally the work you do, I'm very happy that we have a friend in Japan, in the labs, working and telling us about this. Next time, I definitely need to reach out and we'll figure out sometime stuff, because your voice is very important on the ThursdAI panel. I would love to have more of you here.
I will wake up in the middle of the night from Tokyo.
Yes.
And hope you come to AI engineering in Tokyo.
I hear
someone told me that might come soon.
Mr. Swix, who's going to join here very soon, is going to be on the hook of answering of all of the next AI engineers, including the one that's proposed to be in Japan. Well, obviously, we'll cover that once we get there. Steph, I talked about the gradient between people who still read code and very important code, and on the other end, token billionaires that just cannot afford to read all of it, right?
Yeah.
And then I kind of talked about it's not. Wait, no, we have more. Okay, I'll come talk to you in a second. Okay. And then we talked about where people are on the spectrum, and then basically I talked to my talk that's like it's a fake. It's not really where people are based on tasks. Still, though, in the age of AI in 2026, and maybe looking forward, I would love to hear like a forward prediction. Do you still read outputs in code? Do you still think it's important? And how will it change with like Fable and Fugu 2, let's say?
Yeah, I listened to a podcast, so I was thinking about this question.
Yeah.
I definitely think those two are not mutually exclusive, and it definitely depends on the workflow. I still read code for critical, like mission critical projects, but there are aspects of my work that I delegate where I don't look at it. And I know, Wolfram, we talked yesterday about how to use like agents in pick your favorite open source or non-open source like messaging app, and I've been a really big fan of the Codex app since like it's open source, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And then also I can hack it and add things on top of it. Same with Pi. So I think the part that is interesting is how much the interface that we're using will change what we delegate and what we don't delegate. But we definitely need better tools for visualizing the differences, because in GitHub we had GitHub diff, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot apply GitHub diff when you are looking at thousands of files. So what's going to be the next level of abstraction for verifying the outputs or inspecting the outputs or having maybe like a summary of core concepts or core decisions and keeping track of that? Like, I haven't seen anything in that space yet, and I think that's going to be the next step towards having better like human in the loop, better verification, and yeah, like not delegating or reading everything. Like, we need something in between.
Yep. Attention is still very much required.
Yes.
I think the attention is only needed just like a very premonition title for humans.
Economy, yes.
For humans going forward. Stefania, thank you so much for coming up. It's always a pleasure to have you here in video form and going up. We have a next guest coming, and you're going to talk as well. So good luck.
Thank you
so much for coming.
See you.
Thank you. See you soon. All right. Next up, we have Philip Schmidt, and I'll let Wolfram take this one. Okay, sit here. Let's move you like kind of here. You're gonna sit here. Let's just make sure that, and then you're gonna talk to this mic very close. Okay. You can move this mic. Wolfram, you're here. And folks, I will be right back after this interview.
Okay.
So, taking over for Alex here. Hi, Philip. Nice to meet you again.
Nice
Always
to
a
meet
pleasure.
I mean, we can also do it in German, right?
Yeah. And then we use the translation from Google to live translate everything. We did a demo of that recently.
Nice.
So, yeah, nice. Welcome to the show, and thanks for having you here. So, I've seen you have 2 releases that you just made. Please tell us all about them. Which one do you want to go first?
I mean, we had multiple releases this week. I guess the most exciting ones were like Nano Banana 2 Lite and Omni Flash, 2 new models, both available across all of like the Google services, from Google Search to AI Studio to Google Cloud. And for me personally, I am very excited about Omni Flash. I mean, it was announced at Google I/O. It was already available back then, but now it's available in the Gemini API. So you can code and like edit your videos, create new videos. And I've been playing with it a little bit since the release. Like, I mean, now we are on the conference, but it's like so many cool things you can do. And for me, like the most exciting thing is really that you can edit videos with such a high precision, which feels like wasn't possible before. I like posted something, I think like a few hours ago, on how you can make change the daytime. So there was like a nice video of like a US city at night where you had cars driving and like a parking spot. And then I just prompted it to make it daytime, and it changed the light, it changed the sky, it adjusted all of like the shadows, and it like just worked with like a single prompt.
And Omni is a new model family. Is it a completely new model? Is Gemini inside?
Yeah, so Omni is like our first new model of the Omni family, with the goal to create, as the name suggests, any-to-any model, starting with video output. But Omni already, or Gemini Omni, what we call it, can already accept text inputs and image inputs or video inputs. So you can already provide different modalities, and currently you can like create new videos out of it, hopefully with much more in the future.
And do you think I'm not sure if you're allowed to talk about it, but do you think there will be a consolidation or more expansion of the model families?
I think it's hard to tell or hard to know. I'm very like honored, and it's very cool to see that like DeepMind is like doing research in all areas. And I think no one really knows what the future will bring and what the future will hold. And for me, like the Omni model family is like a very exciting step forward to like what might be possible in the future. And hopefully we can like even like learn something from it and like generalize even more across modalities with it.
And Omni Flash, the length of the videos is 10 seconds, is that correct?
Yes, currently 10 seconds. So with Veo, before you had like, or were able to generate 8-second videos, and now with Omni in like a single request, you can generate 10-second videos. But of course, since you have like all of the conversational editing to it or like generation to it. You can create a new video 10 seconds based on like the first one to keep character consistency, to keep the scene, to keep all of like the important details, and then you can like create longer videos currently with like multiple requests.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense. So you focus on the editing part, and you can then just edit the videos to make longer ones.
Yeah, but like, so Omni is not only for editing; it can do like many different things. So you can like directly prompt it with text, with image, with video, and then like the model kind of figures out what it needs to do. But you can also like specify the tasks on like what you want the model to do, and it can be like very simple text to video generation or reference to video, where you provide images or other like references, or what we call it, to a video, and then of course like conversational video editing, that you generate a video and then you can like just follow up with a new text prompt to say like, hey, I don't know, make the house bigger, change the color from blue to yellow, and you don't need to provide the previous input. You just like chat with it as you would do with a normal like chatbot basically, and then the model keeps all of the context, knows what it needs to change, and returns a new video from it.
Yeah, I wish that would be working in real life, and you just say make the house bigger and change the color.
Yeah.
But maybe when we have more RR classes, we can do it like that. So what can I already use it from the Gemini assistant? Is that integrated that way?
That's something I don't know. If it is not possible today, it should hopefully come in the future. You can try it in AI Studio directly in the playground. So if you go to ai.studio, and then in the playground, you can select the Omni Flash model, or you can use it via the Gemini API. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So I will definitely give my agent your X tweet and say, integrate that in our setup.
I mean, I think like even for like all of the people using coding agents or agents to like generate new media, we shipped a specific Omni Flash skill. So on our GitHub repository, Gemini skills, there's now a new Omni skill. All credits there to Paul or Foffer. He made that skill, and it teaches like basically coding agents how to use Omni, and it's like really cool because you just install the skill and then get started. You can provide reference images, like all of the things, you know, it works. Can you do with the model?
I think now skills are the new apps, and you just give your agent an app and a skill, and you have a new app, and you get a lot of new capabilities. So the other model or other release is Nano Banana 2 Flash
Lite.
Or Lite.
Yes. So yeah, Nano Banana 2 Lite is basically Gemini 3.1 Flash Lite image. So it's based on the 3.1 model family, and it's also like known as like the Nano Banana model, and it's our new super fast, super efficient image generation model. So think about Nano Banana, but faster and like cheaper to use as the existing versions, and better in quality than like the original Nano Banana.
Okay, the pricing was about 3 cents?
Yeah, starts at 3 cents per like 1,000 to 1,000 image.
Yeah, and I think both combined, then you can create a setup with Nano Banana and send it over to Omni to make a video out of the image you created before that.
And I think like even what excites me about Nano Banana 2 Lite is that now you can generate images below like 2 or around 2 seconds. So it's like not like I prompt it, then need to wait 10 seconds. And this like enables new use cases where you really need to go large scale, iterate very fast, create like new user experience, because you can create new images, but you can also edit those new images very frequently or fast. And then if you need to like upscale or create higher quality images, you can like take all of the learnings you have and then like move to the Nano Banana Pro model, or like go directly into image editing.
I'm back, and I love Nano Banana too. And getting it much faster, I think, is a very, very cool thing. There's a bunch of you folks here at the Google DeepMind booth as well. And I don't know if you asked him already about kind of the vibe of the conference and what he talks about. No?
We were just talking the releases.
Okay, then go ahead.
Because how many AI engineers have you been to?
I think it's my third. Yes, I was in Europe, in London in April, and then obviously here last year.
Yeah.
Which was a little bit different, I would say.
How do you compare it to the one in London?
I mean, it's like much bigger, right? The expo is bigger. You have like 18 different tracks or something now. Europe was much closer. But what I like about the AI engineering conference is like they always try to get like to the local community. So London was very like I would say more European centric, and like we had many people coming from Europe. Here's like the biggest one, so you have people coming from all over the world. And what I enjoy the most is that all of the talks are recorded. So even if you cannot join them, you can like watch them later online, and they are easily accessible. So that's it's great. I love it to be here.
There's one talk that you guys absolutely must watch. It's called The Zeal Continuum by you know why?
Yours truly.
Dude, by yours truly. I wasn't on kind of the main stage, and so I invited all these people. I did so much work to get people to come to my talk, and then I was in the leadership track. There's a leadership track for like 1,500 people, and only folks with like a specific wristband or collar can come in there. So many folks that I invited worked so hard to convince, because we have 36 tracks. We'll ask Twix about this. It's like a huge conference, 7,000 people. You need to kind of work for your talk to be like attended as well, unless you're like keynote speaker. And so I worked, and then they were turned away at the door because they weren't leadership.
They're very strict here. You almost feel like in Germany, right?
Very, very strict.
Yeah. I mean, like my talk later is in the main area, 3:45 or
Today?
something. Yes. So if you are online, it's like on the YouTube live stream, and then if you are here, then.
Oh, so definitely, folks, definitely tune in for Philip giving a talk. Did you guys talk about Hugging Face at all?
No.
Not yet. Thomas Wolf, the co-founder of Hugging Face, is like walking around here with a very thick French accent. Bro, you were at Hugging Face for a while, and that's how we met. I don't know if we brought you on the pod before or not, but like definitely you were like in the area. How's the switch for you from like an open company to like a bigger DeepMind company?
I mean, it's obviously a change. It's like was from a startup to a big tech, but I would say DeepMind is not like your super typical big tech company, especially inside the Gemini API or AI Studio. We try to stay lean. We try to ship fast. We try to iterate.
Yeah.
We have like a great leader with Logan, who is like super active.
Friend
everywhere.
of the pod, a great friend, a great dude.
And so far, I really like it. Like you can make a change. Like so, we ship the Interactions API at GA, which is our new way to use Gemini models and agents. And it's, I would say, less typical on how a normal Google API looks. Google is very known for gRPC-based APIs, and with the Interactions API, we try to go to or to align with like what the industry is doing to be more RESTful, to be more JSON aligned. And we managed to ship it. We got a lot of excitement internally. We see people liking it. So even if you go to a big company, you can like still have an impact.
Yep. Wolfgang, go ahead.
That's great. Any other releases? Anything else? I mean, it's 3 already, right?
Yeah, so we had the Interactions API, GA earlier, I think this week or last week, I'm not sure. I mean, I lose track of all of the things going on.
Too fast, man. We had Steph from Sakana on here, and they released Fugu, the model router. And I was like, Steph, did you release model router 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago? Because so much happened.
Yeah, it's either today or it had happened in the past.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we continue working on all of the APIs, the agents, the models. I mean, you never stop. Nothing today, hopefully more next week, and then we'll see.
Phil, I have a question for you about Spark.
Yes.
I went to Google I/O. We met at Google I/O. It was great. And then Spark was announced on stage.
Yeah.
And first of all, it was great to see how strong AI is getting represented on stage, because there was Sundar and then Demis, and then immediately after them, Varun Mohan from Windsurf Acquisition, that's now Anti-Gravity, right? It was like incredible to see that. And then Spark was announced. It was like a generalized agent with a sandbox environment that can run stuff computer use as well. I started using Spark.
Okay.
I will give a lot of feedback to the team directly, so I'm not going to put you on the spot for them. But I think it's one of the best agents that I have access to that has access to Gmail and Google Drive. It does insane research in terms of like, okay, we're filling out some government forms. It knows about my forms from 10 years ago and pulls up details. Someone's like, hey, Alex, actually, you fucked up right here. Like, your passport number is actually the incorrect passport. And I was like, this is exactly what I wanted. When I came to Google I/O and complained about, hey, why isn't there an agent that I can use directly from Google? Why do I need to use third-party agents like Hermes or OpenClaw that via clunky APIs for which people sometimes get fired? We're not going to talk about that. Is accessing the drive. Now there's a direct one from Google. Do you use Spark at all? What's your experience with that? I would love to hear.
I don't use Spark personally. So I'm based in Europe, and I think the access is like
not
rolling out or like still rolling out.
Represent.
Yeah. I have like obviously tried it and like dog fooded it and played around with it.
Yeah.
And what's great about Spark for me is like that, like maybe people have seen the I/O keynote, is like that we tried to unify all of the different agent harnesses behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So that Spark uses the anti-gravity harness, which is represented in the IDE, and also now in the Gemini API with managed agents, that we can benefit from all of the different services and together hill climb the harness and make the model better. So that's why I'm most excited about Spark. Yeah. And then hopefully I can use it inside my personal Gmail soon.
It's really cool. So sorry, if that hurt that you didn't get Spark because you're in Europe, so sorry. Hopefully
it's rolling out. I'm just not sure where it is or where they are.
All right, so you're talking today at
3:45.
3:45 on the main stage?
Yes, main stage, last session before the closing
break
keynote.
a leg. Good luck. We're rooting for you. Thanks. Hopefully we're going to be there to root in the crowd. Folks should tune into the live stream. After we finish, go directly to the YouTube of AI Engineer. There's a bunch of great talks, and definitely once the keynotes hit, this is the creme de la creme. Dude, thank you so much for coming up.
Thanks.
We have to move
Thanks
on.
for
We
that.
know you're busy, dude. Good luck. Break a leg.
Yeah,
man.
see you later.
Thank you. Wait, before you go, can we take a picture of all three of us? Steph, can you take a picture? Hold on, dude. We have to. We always forget this part. This is the most important part. Go from right there. Next.
I'm not hearing anything on these. Do you still check the sound?
Yeah, we're checking the sound. Yeah, take a selfie with us. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you. Phil, thank you so much for coming up, man.
Thanks.
All right, folks, we'll be right back with our next guest. Actually, don't go anywhere. So the guest will sit here, and they will talk. Yeah, come. You sit over there and you talk to this microphone. Alrighty, Wolfram, how was? Can I say something super quick before we announce our next guest? 3.5 years. I think this is maybe the second time that I allowed myself a bio break in the middle of this.
It was the first time that I have been watching the show that I.
That you saw me disappear.
Yeah,
so thank you so much for holding. Our next guest is here, and I will introduce. Do you mind if I introduce you?
Yeah, introduce.
Yeah. So, folks, I've talked about Daria before. This is Daria Volkov, my lovely wife, brand new. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for joining me at AI Engineer.
First, pleasure is mine.
Can you tell folks what you do for a living? I think it's gonna be very cool for them to
Yes,
hear.
I own marketing agency, AI-driven marketing agency. Yes, that's what I do.
What's it called?
It's called Geeks 360, and I'm really happy to be in this conference. Thank you for inviting me, because this shows me exactly gaps and how these two worlds are completely different. Yeah.
First of all, personally, I'm very happy that you're here and able to see kind of this. So this is super cool. This is not the usual ThursdAI. Obviously, I sit at home, but this is quite exciting. And the reason why I decided to bring you on, not only because nepotism, but
I hope so.
No, yeah, definitely not. But also because you're having a completely different experience than what I'm having. I find it incredible. The size of this is so vast that while we're together kind of in different rooms, I introduce you to some of my friends, speakers, etc. But then kind of on your own, you're watching workshops and you're seeing talks that I don't actually go to because I don't have time.
Yeah.
I would love to hear your experience, and I would love for the audience also to hear kind of your experience, because the experience from the floor and from the hallway track, I think, is very, very important. It's maybe the best part about this conference. Can you tell us?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm really happy that I visit speakers and sessions. Every session I visited was extremely important for me. I'm not an engineer right now, but I found it super interesting and important. There's a few things that overall all this conference talking about. First of all, obviously loops, the main subject of the conference, and people do not talk anymore about agents, should they exist, how they should exist, and if they have value. We on this all conference talking about how to trust them and how to make them memory better and other things. So For me specifically, I found, besides the fact that I see huge gap in between my clients and people who actually implement this technology and all this world around us, I found a lot of answers that help me to migrate these two worlds during the sessions and how we can improve our, like, let's say, technology and AI that we use and agents, etc. But funny thing that I did found that every engineer here is actually really extremely excited about harness and evaluations, but in my world is something that we use for years. Like in marketing, you have so many layers of approvals and regulation, etc. So for me, it's like native language. I understand exactly how it can be implemented into agents and how it should be structure-wise. But here, like, people just, wow, we need to do that. Yeah, guys, you need to do that.
For the conference, it used to be mostly AI engineers, folks who like build with AI. But if you can show your badge super quick, there's a little attachment there. Can you guys maybe zoom in on this a little bit? It's called Token Billionaire that you also got. Yes, thank you. So we have the card. Did I leave my card here? Did somebody steal my card, by the way? Oh, there it is, Token Billionaire. So we're both Token Billionaires. Yes. Definitely combined between us, we're like double the Token Billionaire. You're an engineer in your past, but you no longer but you write a lot of code. How is it that you're a Token Billionaire? What are you doing in your day-to-day job that you're getting to sending millions and billions of tokens?
I have 8 agents, and all of
8?
my 8, yes, I installed.
There's 2 new that I don't know about. What?
Exactly. Meanwhile, and all my agents have sub-agents. So I'm not a regular user who just asks questions into, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I found that with my knowledge, maybe it's not so important today to have engineering knowledge, but it's extremely helpful, my background, that I can engineer so many apps, platforms for my company internally and for clients almost overnight. Almost overnight, I can create billing platform that organize all my finance, the integration with clients, and etc. So yeah, how I use my tokens, I just create platforms and develop apps for company.
You, and I know this because we live together, are not always everything works. Sometimes things don't work as well. What are your current gripes with AI agents? What would you like to see improved? What are you missing? And I know you're using like a bunch of them. And I know that like we walk around and you meet people from OpenAI that we introduce oh, I have some questions for you. What are your like current like shortfalls from agents that are not enough for you, and what would you like them to improve?
Well, okay, today morning I woke up and I found invitation for this podcast should be scheduled for 1 a.m. in the morning. I was like, Alex, why did you invite me?
Oh, the invitation for ThursdAI. Yeah.
It's like, it's Fable, it's not me. So
Fable also screwed up this. This is the show schedule.
Yeah.
And it wrote the right names and the right times that they're supposed to show up on the podcast, but it switched the order.
The order,
so it was like the later guests showed up earlier in the order, and this is Fable. This is the famous Fable that we used, that we should tell people about our honeymoon as well.
We should tell people about it more. But yeah, I still see, I still babysit, like you said, we still babysit our agents. There is I say a lot of time but forgive me for that. There is a huge trust that can be developed with timeline. So I would definitely like to see in AI overall 2 things. First is ability to learn progressively. So I don't want to see the same mistakes. I don't want to see stupid things. I want to just, trust it more and more with more important things like my personal life, finance, and etc. As you say, that needs to be actually checked and evaluated. But I do want to see paths where we can do it. And second, I would like to also have, it's my dream, one place where you can actually have connected to all the AI agents, every platform, and not to be more separated by providers. Today we have Anthropic, we have OpenAI, everybody. I want to have one big brain, so you don't have to see and every week jump from new model, new technology, every time something coming. I just want to have one.
Yeah, you want to have like a unified memory stack.
Universal.
That's true. Wolfram, go ahead.
And would you like to use local AI for the privacy-related stuff?
Louder.
Are you planning to use more local AI, or do you more think it will be cloud-based? So would you like to have more capable local AI like GLM 5.2?
Well,
have you tried that?
Yes, I did try it, and cloud-based is just much easier because it's accessible from a lot of places, right? So it's like general brain. I even tried to set up it yesterday day and today morning, like general cloud-based brain for my company, so everybody can access and see. So yeah, in theory, I would.
And
say
also,
cloud.
both me and you, we have Mac Minis that we bought
Yes.
for Open Client and for Hermes, etc. Technically, if that Mac Mini ran the AI itself, it would be better for us, right? Like, if it performed the same level,
If
was
it
like
performs the
if it was
same
like
level,
Fable
yes.
level, or even like half Fable level, I would trust it much more because my tokens don't go to like Anthropic.
To Anthropic or somebody else, yeah. But right now it's only theory, right? Because you still need to be connected to some main.
Yes.
brain.
Let's talk about AI psychosis and
You want to talk
Fable.
about it right now?
Yeah, let's air all our dirty laundry
I'm
here
completely
live.
there in this process.
So I think I posted this picture. We went to our mini honeymoon, and on the way there, we had fun on the plane. We didn't watch any movies. All we did, I have a picture of you just sitting like this. We fabled all the way. Why? Because like we had access to AI before. We're doing AI for a long time. Why that specific model, and what does it feel like to you?
The specific model feels like it was like completely different level. The capabilities that I discovered first 10 minutes I started using, I was just like shocked.
Can you give it like a practical example?
Yes, an
Maybe?
example. For example, let's say my own company website, my own company programs and things we do. Using previous versions of Anthropic Opus, we could discover gaps here and there, but we never saw the whole picture and deep analysis into what we do. 10 minutes of Fable running, not 10 minutes, a little bit exaggerated, but a few hours, Fable did the full analysis of what we found. And he found gap that we've been hacked 5 years ago. Our website was hacked and some dirty code still left in the server. I have a team of developers. We never spotted, we never saw it. And it's just top of the iceberg. There is huge discovering that we found that no model did the same task before. No model could find it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw the ability, and obviously Sakana started because I saw like how many things I can not only investigate, I can build and do with this power.
And then it was taken away.
And then it was taken away.
And how did that make you feel?
I actually was
That
happy
felt like
because
shit.
it was our mini honeymoon. And
Oh, you were happy with Fable being taken away by the
because
government.
No, you and me would just instead of going to see things, we've been fabling.
That's
so,
true. No, but we had an agreement, right? We said we'll limit the agent on our honeymoon to 2 hours. And then we didn't have to. Good.
Speaking of agents, so you had 6, now you have 8.
Yes.
And tomorrow it will be 10 or something. How are you handling them? What interface do you use? Do you just,
how do I handle them?
Yeah, how do you handle that many agents? And it will be more, I guess. So, any way to handle it better?
I'm not maybe super advanced in that. I know people doing group chats and Discord. I have Discord with some of them so they can manage themselves. I'm still probably in the lower scale of the level. I still manage each agent separately because each agent in my structure has different roles. So I know they're able to open their own sub agents, right, and do workflows and orchestrate difficult tasks, but I still dedicate each agent for different tasks that I use in my company. So I need to manage them on. And my team, even today morning, my team contacted me and said, like, Hermes is really doing a lot of mistakes. Yeah. I was like, okay, I need to manage this specific agent and so manually.
Human in the loop.
Unfortunately.
You're the human in the loop.
Yeah.
Very welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
I
so
know
much
you were
for
stressing
inviting.
before this.
Yeah.
You feel better now?
Yeah,
After
I feel
this?
better. Well,
Awesome.
I know you guys.
Awesome glasses. Folks, we have another special guest. Thank you so much. Check out Geeks 360 if you need any marketing stuff. I have to show something. Can you tell Swix to come over? He's over there. How was that? Oh, okay, go. Yeah, you can go. I'll talk to Swix. Folks, we're almost ready. You're right here, and this is your mic. Hey. Yes. Are you going? I can sit Swix here. Okay, cool. We're almost ready to land this plane. Woo! But just before we do, we have a special guest. Can you go, White? We have a special guest. the one and only, also token billionaire, Swix, the co-founder of AI Engineer, the host of Latent Space, the curator of AI News that he keeps sending despite having very busy days, bro. What are you doing? Why aren't you
so
asleep?
boring. Nothing's going on.
Nothing is going on. My friend, thank you so much for coming back.
Yeah, good to see you guys. How's the morning been?
It's been hectic.
Yeah.
And also very, very, very. Dude, like ThursdAI has come a little bit forward.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the
There's
stage
two tables now.
that has
Oh.
built all these like great folks listening to us and helping, making sure that you guys are having a very great show. And I want to open with a thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yesterday I posted about this, folks. Please check out. Yesterday was an unforgettable day. Not because Fable 5 was given back to us by the US government, which was all waiting for, but also because after my talk at the leadership track, we all piled onto buses and we drove to a perk. I don't know how else to call this. A perk of being a speaker at AI or a VIP.
Not all speakers.
Not all speakers.
Just the top tier.
Just the folks who come
closest
back
friends
and
of the
support,
company.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we went to the San Francisco Bay Stadium to see Team USA beat Bosnia's ass. I'm sorry, Bosnians, you got 0-0. The energy was insane. And you know what the most insane part to me, to land this plane together? That stadium clocked at 69,750 something. So almost 70,000 people.
Wow.
This is 10% of that.
Yeah.
Does that resonate a little bit? Like how many people you're now drawing into Moscone West? Can you reflect on that a little bit, on the sheer size of like what's going on here?
Yeah, we at first, so last year was 3,000. At first, when we were trying to set targets for this year, I actually wanted 5,000. My co-founder Ben said 6. I was like, fine, 6. I mean, if we fall under, we just change the website.
Yeah.
And a month ago, it was 3,000.
A month ago?
Yes, like 1 month ago today.
Like
and
June.
I was like,
start of June.
I don't think we're gonna make it, guys. Like,
Is that like a stressful feeling? Is that like, oh shit, we're gonna lose a lot of money?
So in my keynote, I talked about the Gini coefficient. Gini coefficient is the measure of inequality over time.
Yeah.
A perfect equality, linear transition from 0, t minus 100 to t minus 0, linear progression.
Yeah.
That's a Gini coefficient of 0. And complete inequality where nobody buys and then everybody buys on the last day, that's a Gini coefficient of 1.
Yeah.
Right. So the amount of stress that you have as an organizer is a measure of the Gini coefficient. The coefficient has just gone up over time, not down. And that's the wrong direction.
So more folks buying closer.
It was like,
folks, what are you doing? This is the engineer. Look around. Why don't you buy the early bird to save yourself a bunch of money?
Yeah.
Tickets are cheaper. Motels are cheaper. What are you doing?
Sales go up the more we raise prices.
So,
we didn't raise it that much. It was just like to force people to buy. And so I think, it's at 0.7 now. I hope it goes down next year. But the other thing I'm also thinking about is...
And you clocked in at
7,000.
7,000 sold out completely.
I think the actual number is like 7,200.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's insane.
Not everyone is attendee. A lot of our like staff and support people. There's a flash mob happening later today.
There's a flash mob?
There's a flash mob.
Wait, hold on. I know about the puppies. There's a puppies corner that I haven't yet seen. That there's just puppies. You come and sit and chill with them, which is an incredible innovation.
Yeah, there's robots running around.
There's robots.
T-Rex, orcs.
There are a few orcs that like...
You should interview the orcs.
Oh, that's true.
Interview the orcs. And there's a music corner that people like.
Yeah.
So basically, I just
sponsored by Featherless AI. Shout out to Featherless.
Yeah, also another yellow company. I think basically because it's my conference, so I get to express myself in like, here's what I like and here's what I think people should do. I really want to create opportunities for people to connect. Anyway, so for the flash mob later, just be around at 12:30.
12:30.
Yeah.
Folks, if you're tuning into this from the actual conference, 12:30 is when you need to come back. So can you show me what you're holding? Like, what is?
But I was very
show this over
impressed.
here.
This is our first conference newspaper every day at 10 a.m. They put out a report covering the previous day. We have articles on context and local AI. This is yesterday's Fable keynote with Tariq.
Tariq Shipar.
Yeah. And I'm just so amazed that we're at the stage now where we have our own newspaper.
There's a daily. Can I say something? I met Swift.
Yeah.
They organize a major hacking league.
Yeah.
And the founder, co-founder of Practical Dev, I don't know. By the way, we're now translated. If you're seeing us on the homepage of dev.to, we're now
streaming.
Yeah, we're streaming into the folks who build this newsletter. This is the type of stuff that happens like on the fly here in the hallway track. Dude, this is insane. We're talking with Swift. He's like, oh, you know dev.to? I was like, yes. And then we somehow got to talk. He's like, oh, you have live content. Let's put them on the homepage.
Yeah. They're trying to build up themselves as like a destination.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this, but I got my start as a writer, as a blogger.
Yeah.
And the thing that got me started was Dev2.
Dev2.
I went to a conference. Dev2 was sponsoring the conference.
Dev.to.
Yes. And as part of the sponsorship, they were like, hey, we're going to issue a challenge to every attendee to write a short blog post about a talk that you saw. So I wrote 3 blog posts, and that got me started, and then I didn't stop. So that blog became Latent Space. Latent Space became AIE. And so it's like 10 years later, I have
10 years later, there's an actual, you have a conference in which there's a daily printed newspaper. Can I tell you folks about this? It's quite insane. I thought they're going to prepare this ahead of time and just like print it out like swag, like conference swag. This is getting printed. They have a newsroom sitting in the hotel somewhere.
This is pictures from yesterday.
This is pictures from yesterday. And I wrote an op-ed and I didn't submit it on time. I felt like such a failure because we went to the game.
Yeah. Then people can submit classifieds where they just have weird, like if you're looking for love, or if you're lost and found.
Misconnection.
Yeah.
So we have puppies. We have newsletters. Newspapers. We have the music corner. There's the World Cup insanity. Can we talk about this yesterday? Dude, this was insane. Our suite was right next to the Google suite.
Yeah, Sundar and Sergey.
Sundar Pichai and Sergey Brin.
CEO of YouTube, I forget his name now.
And Emmanuel something was there, his wife. We all were singing Country Road, Take Me Home to the Land I Belong. I have a video of this. I posted on YouTube. And there's like going like this, and I see him. It was surreal, man. What the fuck is happening? So thank you for all of that. I really, really appreciate it.
The Google part was not me. It was just luck.
It was just, but like, this is the opportunity that happens after this happens. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have to run soon, but I wanted to thank you because I think we are all using agents ever more loops running, more tokens being spent, but the human element, which a conference like this enables, that is becoming ever more important, I think. All the talks, workshops, that is super important, but we can send our agent to do that, but we won't send our agent to talk to the people.
So I call this the highest loop. This is my conference, my keynote this time. This is the highest loop that creates all the other loops because we meet together as loop engineers.
You need to run to check out from your hotel. Wolfram, thank you so much for hosting.
Thank you.
Swix, I need you for like at least like 5 more minutes. We need to talk about some stuff. My talk at the leadership track was the ZL Continuum. And I talked about, obviously this, right? The token billionaire. Can you talk about, while showing this to the camera, can you talk about the Billionaire Club at the AI Engineer?
So I'm actually not a token billionaire. I have to create this program for people who are not me. But the idea is that Ryan Lopopolo in the previous AIE Europe,
aka Yolo Popolo, aka there's a new nickname for him, Lupopolo.
Lupopolo. So he is the author of the Harness Engineering blog post. They work at OpenAI Frontier. They ship 1 million lines of code.
I think it's like number 6 or number 7th most popular YouTube video on the AIE YouTube that you guys checked out. Yeah. I checked both of them. Mario is 6.
I think Mario is beating him.
And Mario is 6 and Lion is 7th.
Yeah. So, I think that the kind of problems that token billionaires have are very different than normal engineers. And I think that we always wanted to create like a frequent flyer miles of AIE or like some kind of Amex Platinum rewards lounge type thing for AIE. And so I think the name sticks is fun to say. The card obviously lends itself. This card doesn't do anything right now, but I think our future cards will have chips and RFIDs. And I mean, I'm not above like putting some money on this and just like, do something with it, right?
Yeah.
The irony is that if you're a token billionaire, if you're spending $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 a month on API costs, you actually are rich. Like you don't need, any benefits.
You don't need another credit card in your life.
But you need exclusivity. You need a group chat. You need discussions, and that's what we provide.
There is a certain level of affordance of conversation when you're talking to a person that you know, like Dex Horthy, for example. Our friend Dex Horthy also gave a keynote talk. And I don't know if you saw my meme. They went like this, like the pink man from the internet. Dex Horthy is a great dude. We hung out also on the World Cup. there's a certain affordance where you know that the person is kind of same level agentic psychosis as you are and running like insane loops as well.
Yeah.
I think this card and that like place for those people kind of allows that.
Yeah, and Sarah also did like masseuse and mimosas. And
Sarah
Cheng.
Did she change her name?
No.
We don't know. Okay, so Sarah Cheng from Cerebrus, who are sponsoring this Token Billionaires Lounge. Shout out to Milks and Matcha on Twitter. Did a great job there.
Yeah.
She also our chief fund officer in our on the way to the World Cup. So we had like face paint.
Yeah.
We had like a bunch of stuff. Dude, I cannot fathom how are you doing this without having any gray hair.
I have gray hair.
Yeah, just a little bit. I want to talk to you about this not being a SF phenomenon anymore. So, AI engineer, almost the essay itself just celebrated 3 years exactly, right? We celebrated July 1st or June 30th. June 30th.
Yeah.
So you wrote
which I forgot to say on my keynote.
I said it on Twitter, but yeah. So June 30th, you wrote an essay called "The Rise of the AI Engineer." You kind of put a line in the ground. You say, okay, there's enough here to call ourselves something else than front end and back end. That was the backdrop for this. Then, obviously, I don't know how quickly after you decided, maybe some history here. How quickly after the essay did you decide that this needs to be a conference?
It was 2 months before.
Oh, okay.
Because I describe AIE as the most intentional thing I've ever done.
Yes.
Because I not only knew that the essay was correct and a big idea, I knew that probably the right way to make it real is to start a conference around it and grow it as a brand so that I will be more right over time. Because if people use this term more, it benefits me, it benefits them.
Yeah.
And I think someone just needed to plan in advance. So even before I published the blog post, I did a whole lot of research and user research as well. I bought the domain name, we booked a hotel, and we started to book speakers already.
And so, Hotel Nico in San Francisco, the first AI engineer, we
500 people. Yeah.
500 people. That's it.
Yeah.
I think you had more speakers at the speakers dinner than the first AI engineer.
No, about 300. Yeah.
Or close to.
Yeah.
And we had a chat after that. Offline, not streaming, just kind of like we're having now. I remember back then, you were able to go through the talks that were on stage and tell me, oh, I actually like this talk. They talked about. Can you think you can do the same for this conference? Can you like sum it up, or is it now about
not every talk, but
yeah.
And definitely a lot of the tracks, a lot of the speakers, we spend a lot of time on. This year, 2,200 people applied for the CFPs. We accepted less than 5% of them.
Less than 5% acceptance.
So it was very, very competitive, and everyone that we say yes to is no to 20 other people.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful about who we invite. Some of them are very established, some of them are new, and we want to have a mix of people who are going to put butts in the seats and sell tickets, and people who you've never heard of, but hopefully they become a big star in the future.
Yeah.
And AI is part of their career.
Who's one such person that people never heard of that you would like to maybe?
I mean, Will Brown was that for us last year.
Will CCBB on Twitter, also a friend of the pod.
Yeah, Dex also, I would say in some extent.
Dexter Horthy from Human Layer.
Yeah. I mean, this time around, Abhishek Bardwaj, he spoke in last year's online track. So we have an online track where it's basically our backup speakers.
Yeah.
Speakers drop out all the time for family reasons, work reasons, health reasons.
Yeah.
And so I always need some backup to say like, hey, this person dropped out. Can you fill in? It's obviously kind of a secondary, like less prestigious thing to be waitlisted and online. But Abhishek was so kind. He submitted a 40-minute talk on sandboxing.
Oh, nice.
Greg Brockman met him at World's Fair last year and hired him onto the OpenAI team. And now this year he has the track keynote for sandboxing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So Abhishek, the next thing that I want to ask you is that, okay, we started the Hotel Nico in San Francisco, obviously the bubble in San Francisco. We're going broad. We're also going international. So we had a few offshoots, one of them in Singapore, and then another one.
The Singapore team is here, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout
Shout out to Adlin and
Agrim and Sherry.
Sherry, yes.
Ivan and
shout out to the Singapore team.
JQ.
And there was another event in France. There was like
Paris,
like an offshoot event,
Yeah.
and then an official one, obviously 85 days ago, in London, which was
was it 85?
Yes. This is crazy. Dude, I counted for my talk. I think it was like 84 yesterday for my talk. So it's like 85 days, 84, 85 days, which feels insane, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going international. Where next?
Yeah, Tokyo.
We just had Steph Druga from Sakana AI sitting here, and she's like, "Oh, I wish there was one." So, folks, you heard it here. Maybe first, AIE Tokyo is coming, an official one, not an offshoot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Basically, we're going the JSConf model.
Yeah.
Which is we own the central team owns the continents. So West Coast US is a continent, East Coast US is a continent, Europe is a continent, Asia is a continent.
Yes.
We do Africa and LATAM, maybe Antarctica one day, just for fun.
I would love that. Imagine us sitting in the igloo, just freezing our asses off on the podcast, like
just so we can say we've done seven continents. And then individual countries, like if you want to do it in Chile, you want to do it in Canada, you want to do it in like, I don't know, Bosnia Herzegovina.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it, but we won't organize it.
Okay. So speaking of that, maybe the last thing I'll tell you, there is a group chat organization of some friends of yours, including myself, to bring this to Israel. I feel like, and folks, you know, I lived in Israel for like most of my adult life. I don't speak Hebrew. Itamar from Kodo, a good friend of yours that was on the first, actually was deployed during the first AI engineer.
Because the war started like right before.
Yes, October 8th and October 7th.
And they sent a photo of him like.
There was a photo of Itamar, the founder of Kodo, with his rifle and the laptop shipping from the front lines. It was crazy. So we started thinking about this, and we want to bring, this is maybe a first announcement too, we want to bring AIE to Tel Aviv, AIE TLV. There's an effort starting.
Oh, that
AIE
nice.
TLV, we really want to like organize this. I would love to like participate bigly in that. We should talk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever been to Tel Aviv.
No. And, you know, obviously I think I'm generally very apolitical.
Yeah.
I think that, one, you know, I'm not a citizen here. Two, I have friends on both sides. I think this is one of those things where we will not be that involved.
By two sides, you mean Anthropic and OpenAI?
And Gemini and XAI and all those things. I think like we will not be that involved, but if you want to go ahead and host it in Israel, we're not gonna say no.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing is like, well, like how do we scale this more globally so that every community can feel like they can talk about technical things in their country, which matters to me. You know, I'm from Singapore, and we don't have that good of a tech scene, but AIE Singapore really gathered the community in a way that no one has seen in Singapore.
You also had like a government official that does Asians. Can you tell me about that? Like
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Secretary of State
of the state of Singapore.
Basically, I think number 3 in the government.
Wow.
Runs his meeting notes on NanoClaw.
NanoClaw.
Yes, air gap NanoClaw.
Gabriel Cohen.
Yes, Gabriel was also there.
Was also in the group chat, by the way.
Yeah. Of course, he's because Israel.
Yeah.
And I think our former prime minister was a computer science graduate from Oxford. The country is like wants to be better in tech, but it's hard when you're not San Francisco.
Yeah.
Israel, obviously, different story. Israel is very, 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 very leading in tech. But I think for the smaller countries like us, like I definitely feel the pain of like if you don't live in SF, and you can't make it SF for whatever reason, like how can you be a part of the AI movement?
Yeah.
I think being able to host an AIE in your country, very simple task that we can support.
Yeah. So how do actually folks who are listening to this on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever you guys are listening to, if somebody is really passionate, like we are, we're self-organizing. Obviously, I have the benefit of like, being closer to you and like knowing you and asking you the right questions. But folks who are self-organizing and really like passionate agentic, how should they go about extending the AIE mission across the world?
Oh, we have a partnerships page. Just go down on the landing page, you see it. We have about 40 countries on the wait list. The big one is India.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to do India. So we'll just kind of go down the list in terms of like population size, I guess. And I try to work with everybody that we can.
Alrighty. Swix, I think
we are hiring.
Oh.
You want to help us manage our partnerships, our community, our marketing, even our software engineering. We're hiring for software roles. Work with us, join the team. We hired Flo, who's been volunteering with us for a long time.
Can we do a little shout out for Flo, dude?
Yeah,
he
shout
has
out
been
where is he?
I don't know where he is. He was
he's
like
running
around. He's always busy. Flo Young. I saw him at the first AI engineer. Dude showed up in his suit. sharp suit. And then since then, he's just like showing up everywhere, supporting behind the scenes.
He doesn't have the normal credentials, right? He did he's self-taught as a programmer.
Yeah.
None of his friends and from that part of Florida care anything about tech, but he sought us out and he wanted to join us.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we found a home for him.
Yeah.
And we're letting him shine. He's writing code for us. He's checking my work when I write AIE bot.
Oh, he's reading PRs for you?
Which is yes. And he's catching important stuff. And I really want AIE to be a venue where people can create their careers as well.
Yeah.
Either as an employee or as a speaker or as a sponsor or whatever. I think that's very important.
Six, that's incredible. The mission of AIE continues. We're gonna see each other in the next one, hopefully the
New
next
York,
one.
yeah.
I will just say, my last question for you, maybe as we land this plane, is what is the best part of AIE experience for Swix? From the start of, hey, folks, start showing up, until, okay, no more speakers, no more talk, everybody flew away. During that whole period, if you reflect for the past 6 times or 7 times that you did this, like what is the best for you?
It's always the same.
What is the? Let me finish the question, sir, please, because I think it's important for folks to know as well. I know how taxing this is for you.
Yeah.
I know how difficult this is on Leah as well. Leah McBride, the GM of AIE, that's now like everywhere. Shout out, Leah. You guys are working really, really hard to make this happen. What drives you forward? What keeps you going? What is the best part about this?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions in there. The best part is somebody that I've never met before coming to me and saying how we affected their lives in some way, right? They watched the talk, they presented, they talked about it or forwarded it to their friends, or they were a speaker and they got hired at one of these AIEs and they changed their careers. Yeah. I have many friends now who owe me a favor at all the big labs. So I can call in those favors
hiring
because AIE affected them as well.
Oh,
right?
nice. Okay.
I think this is one of those like self-sustaining cycles. The anecdote I always quote is like one of our keynote speakers 2 years ago found his fiance in the after party after speaking. Right. So this is I tell my single speakers like, hey, speak at this thing, you might get a girlfriend.
You might get a girlfriend or a wife.
or a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I think like making real impact on human relationships and their lives, their careers, I think it's really helpful. And then to me also like very fulfilling. I think what keeps me going is honestly a sense of responsibility. I think that I wanted vaguely this thing to happen. And now that it is happening, it is the top industry events. I feel like I have to make it as good as I can because that's the promise I made to my community, my sponsors, my attendees. And so it's very hard because like sometimes I just want to take a break and rest and give up and whatever, do something else, but I cannot because this thing is going in motion and it wills itself into existence and we're all contributing. This conference will not happen with so many volunteers and so many people taking time off work and personal lives and all these to just contribute and make it a thing. So yeah, it's definitely not on me, and I feel a responsibility to them to create the space and the certainty that this will be a thing so that they can continue to trust that this community will stick around for the long run.
I love this, dude. This was passionate and beautiful. And I think from me and everybody else, we wish you a good rest after this. Go touch grass somewhere that the phone is not going to bother you.
We have some fake grass at the coffee corner.
Oh, we have some fake grass to touch. I think go touch real grass. The company is bigger than just the one person right now.
Yeah, it's about 15 now. We want to hire good people.
My point is they can keep going for a week and a half without you, even if you disconnect. So I think I wish you that after this conference.
Yeah, I would say if anyone's doing events, actually the most important thing is to capture all the learnings for next year.
Yeah,
and it's freshest in your mind just after an event, right?
Yes.
Like, hey, like this thing, like it really upset me, but I didn't tell you about it because the show has to
That's
go
the
on.
download that we did at the end of the last one. And it's like fresh as in your mind. So folks, post your learnings, post newsletters and blogs.
We watch Twitter and blogs and vlogs.
The practical dev. Post whatever you felt here, even if there's stuff that you didn't like. There was one event I remember. Dude, we can keep going with this. I want to let you go because I know like you're a successful person. But there's one event when like the talks felt a little bit too commercial. And you got this feedback, and then the next one you changed, and like it was
no
very
benefits.
selective, very selective things. And also, World's Fair is a big like commercial thing, and then the code in New York, or the summits are the more like pre-selective, like more exclusive stuff. So there's like a wide variety of things, but all of this came from feedback directly to Swix on Twitter, on the AI
Yeah,
engineer.
I actually have a feedback session later this afternoon, so attendees can just come and tell me what they thought. Whether they have suggestions. We did NEO this year. AIE NEO is new engineer orientation. It's literally onboarding for the conference, because we have to teach you how to do this conference.
That's crazy. I should visit that next time. Although I've been here for a minute. Swix, we've been on the air for 2.5 hours. This is our sixth and continuous coverage of AIE. Thank you so much for building the studio and all these guys. Thank you for coming. Folks are staying online. That is great to hear directly from you.
Thanks.
So hopefully we'll keep this going. Go do your stuff. Folks, go give Swix feedback.
Watch the YouTube. Subscribe. We're trying to reach 1 million by end of year.
Oh, congrats on 500,000, by the way.
Yeah.
The YouTube channel is a very important, big piece of AIE that folks don't really like gather. Like folks gather in physical space here, and then all of the talks, including my talk that I'm hoping at some point, maybe I'll ask.
You got to blow it up.
To prioritize.
Yeah.
It's going to blow up. And all of the talks are there for you, specifically because it's really fun to be on the hallway. And so when you come to an event and you maybe, there's like Tariq Shipar is talking from Anthropic, I can see this on YouTube. I can literally just go and talk to people and learn a bunch from them. And I think that this is like in Meet Space, a thing that you're like enabling. I think is very, very good. Swix, co-founder of AI Engineer, host of Latent Space Podcast, Care of AI
Thanks,
News,
buddy.
and I would say, a fairly casual co-host of ThursdAI at this point. I think this is like your 10th appearance.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate
thanks,
it. Before you jump off, can we ask for a pic, guys? Can we take a picture of us from here?
Oh.
And I think after this, we'll land this plane. Yeah, just like this. Swix, thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for
coming. Congrats on everything.
This is insane. I still can't believe it.
I mean, you work at a public company now. You should also talk about that.
Oh, that's true. Folks, I work for CoreWeave. They're the only sponsor for ThursdAI, and I cannot believe my luck for them letting me do this for a living. This is like, I'm doing the dream life. With that, I will say thank you so much for tuning in for ThursdAI. If you missed any part of the show, ThursdAI starts as a live stream and ends up being a newsletter and a podcast. And the name is ThursdAI, so you can expect this to happen very, very soon. I will try to sum up the show for today, although it's going to be hard because we've grown a lot. We've had, obviously we started. Folks, let me actually put an earpiece here and like unmute you guys and hear from you, Peter and LDJ, who are still here. Was that informative? Was that helpful? How did that feel for you guys over there?
Yeah, that was awesome. Good to really feel the atmosphere. Swix is awesome. So yeah,
Swix is incredible. Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, very good. You managed to get him because I saw the comments. People were saying good to hear from him. He's it's so important to have someone like him organizing this, not like a generic event organizing company that like decided that's an opportunity. So yeah, we definitely need someone like him to just keep.
And I think one of the reason I asked him what keeps him going, I can tell you guys what keeps me going. Okay, one of the reasons we do ThursdAI is that not everybody is in San Francisco. I'm not in San Francisco. Not everybody is as plugged into AI as us, and so we want to bring this to you. My purpose in life is bridging you to the technology, to the updates, and then when I'm here, bridging you to feel this vibe. I'm so happy. The last coverage that I did in this place were from a hotel room. And at some point, we brought Logan Kilpatrick on, and that was great. But like, I'm so happy we're in the middle of all of this. You see people walking around. You see people checking us out. If you didn't make it to AI Engineer, we've got you. ThursdAI is going to cover AI Engineer and hopefully get you the feeling of what's happening in the space. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peter, Gostev, LDJ, Nistin was here before. Thank you guys so much for holding the space for us in case stuff happens as well. Again, if you missed any part of the show, the 2.5 hour live stream is going to end up as a podcast and a newsletter that I'm going to write from there. For now, I think it's time for me to tell you that we'll see you here next week. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.